on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ink Brothers podcast. It's been a really long time. We are so sorry. My name is Blue Squid. I am Royal Dude Lorenzo, Lawrence, and welcome back to the podcast. Everybody else?
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man from the Fun Channel, and Team Triforce. I'm Purple Ink, but here I am the Purple Squid on the Inkling Brothers podcast, and I am also the production lead on Crossover X. It's great to be back doing another podcast. I'm going to pass it down to the next man.
Hi, my name is Isaac. I go by Red or Isaac Clips. I used to do podcasts before, and I used to do videos, and I'm just here to talk about nerdy stuff. Whoever's next can go.
And I'm Eric.
All right, everybody. So that is the 4 squids that are here now, and today we're just going to be catching up with you guys. Today's topic that we wanted to really talk about, hone in on, is retro. And just a general theme. And so, in recent years, there's been, a lot of, retro-themed merchandise, retro-themed shows, and, they're bringing back old shows. Recently they're coming back out with Jersey Shore again. They also came out with a show representing the Jersey Shore, very similar. And shows like that, and, movies that represent with retro. There's a cool movie coming out with video game characters and stuff like that. What's it called?
Is it Ready Player One or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Eric, do you remember?
Hmm?
Do you remember the name of that that video game movie that's coming out soon?
We caught the trailer for this the other day, I swear.
The video game?
Yeah,
There's a video
Tracer's
game movie coming out.
Oh, Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound so excited to talk about it.
Oh.
It's a good movie, right?
Specifically brought up Tracers, so that got him hyped.
You're not happy about it, Eric?
I'm not looking forward to it, no.
Why?
No.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Tell me why, goddammit.
Because it looks dumb.
Thank you for your review.
Talk about So I was watching the trailer too when we went to go see The Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it was at, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was the last time I went to go see a movie. So I remember seeing the trailer, and I guess
that's the one we saw.
Right?
Yeah.
It's been at least a month since we saw the trailer, so I don't remember too much of it, but my first reaction was, this is pretty cool. Ready Player One was a really good novel. I never read it, but when people announced it was going to be a film, there was a lot of hype around it. The trailer looks okay. At first look, I'm not turned off by it at all. I'm actually kind of hyped. The VR, virtual reality world with a lot of players, movie idea has been done before, like Tron. It looks cool though, and I'm actually kind of hyped to see Tracer get her first cameo in a movie. That looks cool.
It reminds me a lot of Pixels and the other one. What's the other one? It reminds me also a little bit of Jumanji, the recent one that came out.
I really got Tron vibes.
Really good.
Yeah.
I actually heard Jumanji wasn't bad.
Yeah, I was very surprised because it didn't when I first saw
it looked like it was setting itself up to be a really
bad
not
movie.
So good.
Yeah, it kind of gave me Journey to the Center of the Earth 2 vibes, which starred the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and two other
was
kids.
He really in that?
Yeah. So the first one had Brendan Fraser, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and then the second one had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and took place in a very similar setting. That's why I was like, this really gives me those vibes of this is going to be really bad, because that movie wasn't great, at least from what I remember.
The trailer made it look like it was a studio cash grab, especially with the mainstream celebrities who I love, but it just seems like one of those remakes where it has a modern day look, and they might do some stuff that will really make the movie dated. You know what year it came out. You got Kevin Hart, you have Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
You got
have Jack
Nick
Black.
Jonas.
Nick Jonas.
Nick Jonas
Was he
in this
really
movie.
in that?
Yes, he was.
Journey to the Planet of the Earth.
No,
Or what
not
was it?
no,
Journey to
no,
the
no,
Century.
no. He was in
Jumanji.
Jumanji. He was in Jumanji.
Oh right, he was in the newest one.
I forget
Which
who was in
Jonas
the
brother?
first one. the shortest one, the young one,
Yeah, that.
the one who came out with his own album and then became the sexiest man alive last 2 years ago.
He was decreed the sexiest man alive 2 years
I
ago.
don't think so. I'm just saying that because a lot of people, because he started singing songs that were less Jonas Brother and more sex based.
Alright.
Cake by the Ocean.
No, that was Joe. He sang Chains. That
So
song.
listeners, remember when the Jonas Brothers was a thing? I know.
Oh my god.
Remember when they were on Disney Channel?
Yeah.
They had a fucking TV show on Disney Channel.
Oh yeah, Jonas. Jonas and Jonas LA. The girl that was in
What?
that.
There was a sequel?
Yes. I forgot what her name was. Her name was Chelsea or something like that. The girl.
Jonas LA. I'm gonna look this up now.
Yeah. And
Oh my
Jonas
god,
on
you're
deck.
right. This is ridiculous.
yeah, that happened.
Are you sure that's not what it was called just for a season or something?
No. It was I think it's both. It was kind of weird because it follows directly from the Jonas arc.
The Jonas Ark.
That sounds like Joan of Arc.
Lawrence
I know.
apparently
It-
just studied the
sounds
wiki
both
page
like a
for the
religious
Jonas
reference
Brothers.
and
He
an
knows
anime
all the lore.
It follows directly from the Jonas story.
We come after the
Is that
Majin
where
Buu arc?
Nick decides to leave a Leaf Village and Joe tries to get him back.
Yeah, I was
the
about to
arc.
say, when you say arc, it makes me think of an anime or something.
That
the
was a
Jonas
great
And then
arc.
he combined it with religion.
Joe kills the Jonas clan, and then Nick asks him why. And he's like,
Jonas
have to
Star
kill
Adventures.
Kevin.
And then runs away to LA. And then has to start a new life in LA with new people. That would be a
Yo, so
great
that's-
anime.
So does
Would
that
it?
mean that his brothers are actually Stans?
Oh my god.
Nick Jonas.
They're personas.
Nick Jonas. All right. You know, one of them
Nick Jonas personas.
they could actually. I feel like one of them could probably be the protagonist from Persona 5. I honestly feel
Shut
like-
up. No, they can't.
I feel
Well,
like
You're just
to be
saying
fair,
random
his-
shit now.
I feel like
Now,
Nick.
that sounds
could.
like a cash
Joker.
grab if I heard one.
His
No,
name is Joker, so
No, seriously, I honestly feel like Nick Jonas could be,
Nick Joker.
no, yeah, I feel like it could be, wow, I looked up Nick Jonas Persona 5 and I got a picture of him grabbing his crotch.
What? We know what's on the thumbnail.
What?
Oh my god.
He was grabbing his crotch?
Yeah.
In the Google search?
Yep.
Oh.
Was it Michael Jackson style, or is he just grabbing his crotch?
He was
It's the
grabbing
same thing,
his,
right?
he is shirtless in his underwear grabbing his crotch. No,
So
seriously.
grabbing his crotch then.
No, seriously. I'm going to show this. I'm going to put this in the chat. This Discord chat that you guys probably don't know exists. Other people.
But you guys are watching it right now, listeners, on the screen.
No. We are not putting it.
This is a great advertisement for
If
this.
not, it'll go in the description
It's not going in the description, man.
with a not safe for work tag. How about that?
No.
Okay, well,
Good one.
listeners, you can look up Nick Jonas grabbing his crotch, and there you go.
Just yeah.
You'll find.
Wait, so you literally typed in
Just
Nick
described
Jonas
it.
Persona 5
Yes.
and that popped up?
Yes. Hold on. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm going to post this so that the people who are part of this podcast can see this. Yeah, but anyways, what I gotta really also when I was watching this when I was
Okay, now I see what you mean.
when I was grabbing when I was grabbing my crotch.
Are you about to say when I
So
was
listen,
grabbing my crotch?
listeners, that is Nick Jonas Persona 5 on Google. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
really
that's
find the one that says
the
nail. I don't-
NSW tag.
I don't feel comfortable with that.
Nick Jonas, Marky Mark Billboard.
I don't feel comfortable
What
putting that
the
on the thumbnail.
650 JPEG.
Yeah, don't put this in the
Not do
thumbnail.
that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do this, Ray. Don't put it in the
I
thumbnail.
should have listened to the NSW tag on the chat. Why did I?
Oh.
So, beside what I was
Because every
trying to
Discord
say
server needs one.
is, so when I was thinking of, like, when I was watching the trailer for Ready Player One, I got a Sword Art Online kind of vibe from it. I feel, I don't know, I just kind
Was
of
there
feel
sword
strong
fighting in the
about it.
trailer?
No, I was, like, in terms of virtual reality.
The concept.
And, like, you are transported to another world, and, you know, like, you play in that world, essentially. And that's why I got Jumanji vibes. See, you were mentioning Tron earlier also. But also, this kind of deals with the theme that I was talking about earlier. Like, Jumanji came back. We talked a little bit about, you know, Hey Arnold came back also.
Hey Arnold,
recently.
the Jungle movie.
Um,
Rocko's Modern Life is about to come back with Static
Yeah.
Cling, the new special. And
So
Samurai Jack
what,
came
what
back
is
with
that
the
actually? How's it coming back?
Rocco's Modern Life is coming back.
It's a special, yeah.
Oh,
it's
a special.
it-
All right.
I actually looked into this because the
Oh,
Splat,
Static
which
Cling.
is yeah. So the Splat, which is like basically Nick at Night on T-Nick, they air like all the '90s shows, and they actually played the last episode of Rocko's Modern Life a couple times, and the end of that episode shows them going off into space, and then the new special is supposed to lead into that, where they come back and it's 20 years later and they're in modern society. And now,
So is it gonna be like
they
Hey
ha-
Arnold, the Jungle movie, where they have cell phones and stuff?
in a way, but that's
I
the
haven't
actual
seen that
point.
yet. Spoilers.
But like with Rocko's Modern
How's
Life,
that a
that's the
spoiler?
actual like.
It actually says here, it says, after being in space for, this is the Wikipedia description, by the way. After being in space for around 20 years, Rocco and his friends attempt to conform to an even more modern life in O-Town, where coffee shops are on every corner, Starbucks, food trucks offer multi-layered tacos, hipsters,
Chimichangas.
touchscreen O-phones,
Chimichurri.
iPhones, are being upgraded on a near-constant basis, an instant print kiosk has replaced Rocco's old job at Kind of a Lot O Comics, and radioactive energy drinks turn their consumers into mutants, Red Bull. Yeah. Tom Kenny's in it, and Mr. Lawrence
Yeah,
is
he
in it.
voiced the cow or something, right?
Heifer Wolf.
Heifer.
Heifer
Yeah, the
Wolf.
cow.
Funny thing about Heifer, you know he was in Camp Laszlo.
Yo, you saw it too
Yeah.
yesterday, right?
I
Blaming
wasn't
blaming
wasn't
Jorge's
crazy.
video?
I was like,
I
where have
looked
I
it up.
seen this guy before? Because I didn't really watch
I
Rocko's
remember
Modern
that last
Life.
episode of Camp Laszlo,
Yeah.
and I was
sorry,
like,
wait,
he
what
looks
the hell is
familiar.
that?
And then I
Who's
looked
in
up
Camp
and it's like,
from
oh
Rocko's
shit,
Modern
it's literally Heifer.
That was almost 10 years ago this year. I remember seeing that. I did not know that was Heifer until like, and I looked it up too on TV Tropes. It says according to the creator that is supposed to be Heifer. So he is the
Wait, that's-
key between
I love that
Nickelodeon
a
and Cartoon
Nickelodeon
Network.
character appeared on a Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yo, what the hell is he
He's-
doing at a summer camp?
he's the key. He's like the key to between two channels, two worlds.
It's time for Camp Laszlo.
That show had so many, like, what, 60-something episodes, and at the very end, you just find out, oh no, this guy is actually
He's
not
just
the
a
counselor
lunatic.
at all. He's
I
a
liked
lunatic.
Camp
Who locked the
Laszlo.
real
Camp
Scoutmaster.
Laszlo was good, yeah.
I really that was a really good. That was
That was a funny show.
I know. So like I know that they're coming back out with like Squids Next Door, Kids Next Door, soon.
Oh, I can't wait
What?
for a
Did they?
TV show.
Galactic
I don't know if that's
Kids or
confirmed,
Galactic
but-
Next Door, right? Is that what it's called?
No, I'm pretty sure they've never confirmed that.
It's not
It was
officially
never confirmed.
confirmed.
It was
Wait,
just a
really?
pilot.
There was a
Yeah.
There was a movement to try and bring it back from the creator and the voice
Yeah.
actors, but we don't know what the plan is
Oh.
right now because
It was
some
a
people are
fan
saying
supported
some people
pilot.
are saying that they want it to be on like Adult Swim, similar to like Samurai Jack, so the show can take like
Damn,
not
the
like-
show just goes really
not
dark.
like I know exactly what you're thinking, not like super dark edgy themes where everyone just fucking dies and heads are cut off and all that, but
Number
like
one just
you
says,
know, a
fuck!
more
at
just
one
like a
point.
TV
Are we
PG
cursing on
kind
the
of
podcast?
approach, basically. Like Symbionic Titan, basically how that show was like a bit more mature than usual Cartoon Network shows, something like
Right.
that.
Oh, wow.
That was on Adult Swim, Symbionic Titan.
It was on Toonami when that was still
right. I
around.
remember that show.
Yeah,
It's crazy to me that Camp Laszlo came out in 2005. I was like,
Yeah.
it does not feel
Yeah.
that old.
Yeah, but also, one thing also, Ray was talking about this to me yesterday, well, he was talking to all of us yesterday, about the in that show, Jesse.
Jesse, yeah.
Hey, Jesse.
Mr. Mosby.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mr.
Fuck,
Mosby.
that was terrible.
Sweet Life.
That was terrible.
Had a cameo appearance.
Oh, what a shitty show.
That was an awful show.
Okay. Well, we're trying to talk about this legitimately good moment that happened in it, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. If there's something good in it, please.
Yeah.
Mr. Mosby
Please
made a cameo.
enlighten us.
Right. And so in this show, Jesse, they have Mr. Mosby like is in there, and then at the end, spoilers a little bit. He calls up Cody when she's already inside the room, and she's like, "No, Cody, seriously, it's uncanny. She looks like Bailey," and it's like, whoa, they really like
Actor illusion.
Yeah, they really like connected those shows.
It went all meta.
Yeah, like he calls it.
Apparently they were at the
cell phone.
Tipton, yeah.
They are staying at the Tipton. So it's really cool. And then the next video, the next video that was playing right after that, was about Nathan Kress on Game Shakers, and like how these kids on Game Shakers
they're asking him
who Freddy loved more, Sam or Carly. Spoiler alert, he doesn't answer.
Gee, what a shock.
Yeah, right? He's like, guys, I'm just an actor. I didn't know anything of, like, I don't know what the directors were thinking.
Why was that ship like the biggest deal of 2010 or something? 2000, whatever.
What, the,
I would love to give you an answer, but honestly, I don't even know.
SETI and Creddy? The
SETI
couple
and
names? Those are the couple names.
Yo,
Christ.
have you ever seen have you guys ever seen that Tumblr post where people are like, hey, like this older sister was asking her younger sister, hey, who do you ship, SETI or Creddy? And she was like, oh, I ship Sarly. Like, Sarly, what's that? Sam and Carly.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Wow. Is that a thing? Is that a big thing in the iCarly fandom?
Yeah, like it's a thing to ship like everyone who isn't related to each other. Like there's pages on the iCarly wiki where they list where they list every single close interaction that every character has had on the show. Like every important character.
God.
So you're not gonna see Luber
What the
and Carly
hell?
or anything.
iCarly best anime confirmed.
No, this is actually just like anime, because like, okay, so I used
Well,
to spend
Drake
a
and
lot
Josh
of
had the best anime fight, so yeah, that ping pong scene.
I spent a lot of time when I was
Mr.
younger.
Mongoku. I remember that.
You have broken the window of transparency.
I spent a lot of time in my childhood on Bulbapedia. A lot of time, to the point where I created a freaking news video. Please don't go find that.
Go find
please
it
like a
now.
Pokemon
Don't
page?
go find it. Please don't go find it.
Are you talking about the Pokemon page?
No, but it was admirable though.
Yeah,
Like, I
like
used
the
to do the same
Pokemon
thing. Like
Wikipedia page, basically.
something I don't talk about much actually is that I used to have a Fun Channel website that was hosted on FreeWebs. It's still there. You can still go find it. And I used to actually update it with Pokemon news, courtesy of Bulbapedia, which is more or less plagiarizing from them every day.
Yeah,
But
you
the
should
thing
go
is
all
that
Scott Cawthon
it wasn't-
on them, dude.
It wasn't like a traditional like blogger kind of thing, so I had to manually edit the website every single time. It wasn't like a new news article or anything, which was confusing because I didn't really know how to run a website back then.
Cool.
It was
Podcast right now.
it was confusing and uncanny, but yeah.
You really should go back and like make it into a Scott Cawthon type of thing. Because remember, Space Jam, their website is still like updating.
Wait, is this seriously still updating? I thought you just mentioned that it was still up.
It was
I
still
thought-
up, but they
it's-
talked
it's
about
still
Space
up,
Jam
but
2 recently.
They didn't. Did they? Because I don't remember them updating the news section to say Space Jam 2 announced.
Let me go to what Space
I'm gonna
Jam
go
website.
spacejam.com.
Go check.
Where's the news section? Because I don't see
I just
it.
wonder if WB still owns the domain for that.
Oh my god, they do.
They probably would,
I'm looking at it right now.
because they still sell the.
So are you seeing like Space Jam and then the background is stars and then it's like
Yes.
Jam Central Planet
Oh my
Bebop?
God, this
What's
is
the news
such an-
section?
And it looks like a Windows 98 kind of website.
Yeah.
Yes.
1996. Holy
It
crap.
has really old website design.
Come on, it's there.
It's probably
And
written in
welcome
Java.
to the jam.
There,
Come on,
I think if you click on
welcome to Japan.
if you click on sitemap, you might be able to find something on news.
Site map. I want them to actually like update it.
Yeah.
Like,
If
yo,
they
Space
could-
Jam
they'll
2
have
is
the
We're
main
coming.
talking
they
about
should
like
do it.
3 different websites now. I heard that iCarly, the fandom Wikipedia page.
Oh,
I
right,
was shocked that
Bulbapedia.
iCarly was actually a real website.
Yeah,
It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would go to that website all the time and like check to see if they had any new episodes and get severely disappointed that they didn't have free episodes.
That website actually had exclusive scenes that the actors filmed that aren't on
Yeah,
the shows. You
I
could like
remember
go
they had,
in
like-
and you could see.
They had behind the scenes where it didn't have
Oh
a
my
laugh
God.
track, so it was kind of
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, I
Alright,
remember
now
that
I'm
one.
on
but they had a whole-
iCarly.com and
they had a
it's still
whole arc.
here.
They had a whole
Wow.
arc where Freddy's like laptop or something was stolen, and then
Mm.
Neville was behind it, and that
Oh,
was a thing
right.
for several weeks.
Wait, on the website?
On the website, yeah, they had like some mini arcs basically where like something would
Arcs.
happen, and then they would upload a new video like every so often to
Oh,
update
wow.
viewers on that.
That's insane.
Yo, speaking of websites that are old and still up, AmandaPlease.com is still up.
Are you serious?
Are you
Yeah.
serious? It's like hosted and everything. It's not like through a dead page.
It's not a dead page; it's still up. At least last I checked, because it was like a year ago I checked this.
There's no reason why it would have to still be up.
Wait, I think it's gone.
Is it gone?
I don't.
Does it-
I'm looking for it.
Does it redirect to Nick?
AmandaPlease.com. I'm gonna look this up.
Amanda,
Oh
please.
yeah, that's gone because it
.com.
goes to Nick.com.
Yeah, it's
Fun
gone.
fact.
I was gonna
Fun
ask
fact,
you.
by the way. Wait, hang on. Yeah, damn. Well, it was up last year though, but I think if you go on the internet Wayback
iCarly.com
Machine,
is still up though.
I
if
know. I
you go
just
on the
said
internet,
that.
Yeah.
well, it's still relevant. But like, if you
Yeah.
go on the internet Wayback Machine, you can still see AmandaPlease.com as it was.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
what I was gonna
God.
say. Because there's no
Yeah,
way
there's no
to.
website.
They're still paying for the domain of the site, but you can still see the old pages through like.
I swear it
archive.
was up last year or something.
I vote. Carly
This
ask, in honor of the KCAs, which of these iCarly bad guys would you want to see slimed? Nora, Neville, Neville, Neville,
Neville.
Lubert, and Miss Briggs.
What
You know,
what
these
about Mr.
names,
Howard?
it's like they speak. I want to say these names speak so much on. There's like thought process. Lubert.
Like lube.
Oh no, no.
No. Okay,
They
we're
always
not
wanted
talking
to-
about
they
that
always
today.
wanted to play with
No.
the thing on his face. Like they always wanted to pop in and like we're messing with Lubert's wart. Like who the fuck?
Who would ever do that? Yeah.
So, okay, back to the original thing that I was gonna
Because
say.
like
Bulbapedia.
this BuzzFeed article, yeah, it just shows Amanda Please is still up in 2015.
wow.
But yeah, you can go on.
Yeah,
I heard-
Bulbapedia.
right.
So on
I thought-
Bulbapedia, I will always look up like the couples, like the shipping of like various like Pokemon characters, like Misty and Ash was like
Yeah, they have pages on those
Something,
there
I-
too, like Pearl shipping and all that.
Yeah, that was a whole thing.
that was
It
like a
Pearl
yeah,
shipping and all
Pearl
that.
shipping. There was
And then I think
Dawn
the
and
one
Ash.
with
Yo,
one
the
with
sad thing
French
is
girl
that got like
more shipping.
the sad thing is that got like deconfirmed as hell because I remember the last episode of the Diamond and Pearl anime, which I saw on Cartoon Network, had them doing a handshake saying
Oh,
goodbye.
right.
You
Right.
always mention that. Like you're like, why
I
don't
was
they just
expecting-
handshake?
Because that anime was run. I know it wasn't 4 years in their time, but it was 4 years in real time. And I'm like, okay, you guys been through so much together. You guys had these 4 movies with like Dialga, Palkia, Darkrai, and everything. I'm expecting you guys to hug at this point. So why the handshake?
You want to
Just
know
a
something though?
handshake.
No. You know, so like for the
Oh, like-
viewers, this is not really a
Oh.
spoiler, but in X and Y, they actually had like a love interest for Ash. But here's the thing. Ash has fucking tunnel vision. Okay?
What?
He
What's
doesn't
tunnel
see it.
What do you mean? She kissed
What are you
him. I
talking
think
about?
he sees that.
What do you mean? Wait, she kissed him?
They had
Yeah.
a relationship in the anime.
Serena
talking about
kisses
Serena and
Ash.
Ash?
I'm not even joking.
Wait,
she kisses
what?
him at the end.
They knew about it.
Wait, what?
I'm pretty
No, I
sure
don't.
he knows.
No,
They knew
no.
each other since childhood, even.
No, you're kidding.
Look
Yes,
it up.
this is
Yeah,
real.
Serena
This is-
kisses
this is
Ash
in the
at the
first
end of
few
X and Y.
episodes.
No, wait, no, that's fake. This is that
Go
one
to
was fake.
Netflix.
Go to YouTube. Just search in Serena Kiss Ash. I don't know why you're so
It's like in the last episode of the show.
No, I'm looking this up. I can't find it.
Are you a fucking idiot? It's literally just Serena Kisses Ash. It is the
I
first.
did. Oh, here it is.
fucking-
Look. Ash and
Look,
Serena
I'll
Kiss.
post
Final
it right
scene.
here.
I see it, but I don't
Okay.
believe it.
You're gonna have an escalator scene.
Yep,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah, man, this is old news.
Oh wow, the one I posted isn't the right one. Never mind. I'll delete that.
This one's in Japanese. Wait, she's going down the escalator. No, turn around, goddammit. Turn around. Why aren't you
Nope,
turning
it's not
around?
an escalator. It's like the 161st Street Station, Lawrence.
Why isn't she turning around? Come on.
Oh my god, she does.
Because she
Just keep
has-
walking.
She's turning around.
He has to catch the D train.
Oh,
She has to catch
yes.
the D, alright.
Oh yeah, come on. Yeah, they're about to kiss. Oh, are you dead ass? Bruh.
Yeah, they.
No.
What?
No, they don't. They don't.
What? What do you mean they don't?
They don't. They don't show it.
Yeah, they don't show it, but it's pretty obvious they kiss.
It's pretty heavily implied that they freaking kiss. What else would that be?
What else
Bruh.
could it have been?
What would it be? A boop?
Oh,
They-
what?
Yo, no, hold on.
A
They-
boop on the nose?
A boop?
No, they kiss because the two other companions, they're like, whoa, when she leaves
Yeah.
after that. So it's like, yeah, they obviously kissed. They wouldn't be so surprised if it was like a peck on the cheek or something. Why am I even getting into this?
Bruh.
Because Lawrence is denying it.
Because Lawrence is just denying it. He's like, no.
Even though me and Eric has had like full conversations about
We talked about this
several times.
because
Okay,
more
fine.
shipping.
But
So
okay.
like, the Serena and Ash thing, it's called amore shipping, like in the fandom, and it blew up in popularity. It's probably
it's
the most
like-
popular one. It
and
was
it's
it,
probably
it
the
literally
only
trended
legit
on
one, too.
Twitter at times.
Because they were friends
probably
like,
the-
when they were kids.
It's
Well, yeah, that's
probably the
part of
only
it.
legit one next to like the protagonist and Lily in Sun and Moon.
Okay, look. Okay, fine. I will say this: they kissed, right? But
Yeah.
But here's my thing: they didn't like. At least in the beginning of the anime, they made it seem very like Ash had fucking tunnel vision. Like he couldn't see that like this girl was falling for him. It reminded me a lot of freaking.
That's anime
did-
protagonist in a nutshell.
didn't-
Yeah, exactly.
They
It reminded
didn't
me,
even know.
and I'm
They
glad you
didn't
brought
even
that
know
up.
about each other in the beginning.
I'm glad you brought that up because it does remind me
realized
of
later-
of
they
ReZero.
realized later
If
on.
you guys remember, I don't know if you guys have ever watched ReZero. I feel like people in the audience might have. The freaking protagonist, Natsuki Subaru, is a freaking tunnel vision. They made so many memes about how like he's looking.
Oh
into...
no, I know what you're talking about. The ReZero, the one with like Rem and Ram and
Yeah, and he's
Amelia.
looking into Rem's face, and he's like, "I love Amelia."
That became such a huge meme.
It's a huge meme. Are you fucking kidding me?
My favorite is that
She's
the
talking
one-
about how she wants to like run away with you, and you want to run
and
away
marry
with her.
you and everything.
And then after
and
that,
he's like, nah.
nah, I love
Amelia.
Amelia. Are you serious?
Everyone- People got so
Jeez.
mad at that because they're like, bro, are you serious? You have the opportunity of a lifetime here.
Yeah.
How
Like,
would you not
you
run
know,
away
I-
and marry
I
this
guess-
hot as hell girl? that loves you.
You know, Amelia is cute. I like she's cute, like as a character. But like, he also just shows a lot of relationship for Rem. He just really likes her. He
Well,
like goes
apparently,
out of
'cause
his way to
here's the
save
thing,
her. and stuff
ReZero
like that.
was the series of light novels, and apparently there was like an alternate thing in the light novels where they do run away together, and you see that they have
Right.
like kids and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, you know, and that's one of the reasons why they said, like, the ending of the series, and I'm not going to talk about it because I haven't finished the ReZero because of, like, the way that played out. Really, towards the end of the series, like, the anime just drops the ball completely. Like, it just does, like, their episodes has really nothing to do with well, it has something to do with it, but it's, like, not really...
Yeah, I
The
heard
way
the ending
people expected.
of the anime wasn't as good. Isn't it supposed to get another season though?
I think so. What I really
It's
want to
pretty
see
popular,
a
so I feel like it probably will. Get
what I
another
really want to see another season for Konosuba.
season. That got a second season.
It did get a second season, but I want a third season.
Oh,
These all
alright.
2017 animes?
2016.
Like 2016, I think.
2016, 2017. The second season came out beginning of winter 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nah.
they don't have dubs. Just for people who are wondering if you like English dubs, you're gonna have to watch the English sub. But you know, there were a few really good like darker animes.
Oh, this one, yeah.
It was
I'm looking it up
Erased and ReZero, both really dark animes, but both really good. At least in the beginning for ReZero.
So my favorite meme that came out of the whole ReZero like I love Amelia thing is that you know how like with anime there's gonna be a ton of merch if there's like a waifu there that just is super popular, and Rem was super popular.
Right.
And
oh,
they even came out with like bed sheets like with her on it, and someone on Twitter was like, I can just imagine myself sleeping on those bed sheets and then muttering, I love Amelia. It's like just sleeping on Rem.
Oh my god, I remember this picture. I remember you showing this to us. That was funny. But yeah, and so fun fact, Erased actually came out on Netflix. It is a live action adaptation, but so for those people who are like, oh man, Netflix, another anime adaptation live action, this is gonna suck, just like Death Note. Well, no, because it is a Japanese live action. So it is subbed. It is a subbed live action Japanese like anime adaptation.
I don't think that means it. I mean, the Attack on Titan
like,
live action.
Yeah,
wasn't good either.
Right.
That's the one that came out in Japan, made by like a Japanese studio. Even that tanked kind of badly.
Right. No, exactly. I know that, and I think it's what's really good about this is that like I think people just feel like because of how crappy Death Note was that a lot of people
pretty
were
much
like, are you serious? Erased?
The reputation of Japanese media on Netflix, basically.
Right. And so just for those people who are wondering like, oh crap, like this is like they're gonna ruin it, but actually it's really just a live action adaptation that they're streaming on Netflix, right? And that they do the subs and stuff like that. So, which
similar
is really good.
Similar to the Death Note adaptation that we got a few years back that was made in Japan with Japanese actors, and it faithfully represented the manga with arguably a better ending than what people got in both that and the anime.
It also didn't do too bad. It's at 6.6 out of 10 on various reviews. Like it's not, people aren't saying this is utter crap. So I'm excited to see.
I'll take decent over terrible any day of the week.
Right, and I will take these reviews obviously with a grain of salt, because we all know how like sometimes reviews are either skewed in the negative or positive direction, and I especially found that out with like The Greatest Showman when we went to go see it, because as soon as it came out, the morning that it came out, I had to go check the reviews to see like what it was,
what they were like.
Yeah, and like critics crapped on it. They hated it.
I don't think they crapped on it. I think I got like mixed reviews.
Critics crapped on it.
They hate it.
Well, they gave it 50 out of 100, and obviously
that's like right down the middle.
Okay,
right.
Like
50 out of 100 is
copy of the film.
50 out of 100 is a bit harsh.
Shit on the movie, like they literally shit on the film.
I'm gonna look this up. The Greatest Showman.
Right. So like they gave it.
All right, I got a 48, but still, that means like. It says right here, 12 positive, 22 mixed, 9 negative. So it's like a mixed bag all around.
Right. And so, like, in terms of also, like, the audience, like, most of the audience that members like it apparently got, like, an 86 in audience, like, reviews. Because a lot of people really liked it. And I think that kind of just shows it just, like... And then you have
That's
Last
a really
Jedi.
good reflection in terms of the movie itself, where that one critic was, like, being so critical of the circus idea, but the audience who actually went loved it.
No, you know what? The reason the critics hated it is because they were just like, we were expecting more circus, but we got more like of a personal view into. Yeah, we got a musical and a personal view into his life, but like, we don't.
The name of the movie is The Greatest Showman.
Right, like we are looking for that, and I'm a sucker for a good romance. So like, and I love the plot. Plot's really good. And so
Zac
you can.
In it.
Yeah, it's Zac Efron. You're right, but it got like an 86 in terms of audience reviews. A lot of people really liked it, and it differs like for something like Last Jedi, and I'm so thankful it didn't come out the same weekend or else it'd be crapped on. Yeah, that would be crapped on actually. Last Jedi got like a 56 or something in audience scores, but like an 80 something in critic scores. Because
Yeah.
it's just so weird. There are people out there that are trying to get The Last Jedi removed from the canon.
Oh yeah, like the whole like petitions and all that is like removed
Yeah.
from canon. I love the one petition that straight up was like redo the movie, like just refilm everything.
Yes, they will put in
Delay
billions of
episode
dollars
9
to
and redo
redo it.
episode 8 first.
Yeah.
What are they gonna call it? Episode 8 redone edition.
Episode 8, the good edition, or something like what?
Redux, yeah.
Just when everyone a few years ago was criticizing all the edits that George Lucas was putting into past Star Wars films, and now they actually want it.
Right. Yeah. And so it's weird.
Episode 8, final chapter prologue.
2.8 final mix.
Yeah. But you know what really emerged as a meme out of that Star Wars, Ben Swallow. Freaking
Ben
shit.
Swallow meme.
Ben Swallow.
I feel so
Jesus
bad
Christ.
for what's his name of the actor for Ben.
For Ben Solo, that's Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
I feel so bad for him because people are just like making fun of the scene that he probably didn't even want to get memed. Here he is in the movie just walking out bare chested and people are contorting his chest to look like a circus balloon.
The weirdest one I've seen is where, like, fucking, you remember the part in the movie where
With the freaking milk.
Luke drinks milk? Yeah, and then there's a comic where he, like, drinks the milk from Kylo Ren's tits.
He milks
It's like,
his
ew,
milk.
Yeah,
what the hell?
I remember
milk is the
sending that to you
god.
guys.
I saw this other weird ass one where he's like walking and someone just put on the Master Chief helmet on him and gave him an assault rifle. So he's walking bare chested while moving.
Yeah.
You know, Isaac, you didn't even need to describe it. You just had to say a weird ass one, and that already put the image in my head.
Yeah. No, it's hilarious. It's like that was cool. I did like what they did with that.
I think the biggest joke is the pants he's wearing in that scene because they make him look like a freaking grandpa.
Oh, yeah, those pants were weird.
I didn't notice it the first time, but I remember we were watching a movie and I think it was Eric who was like, "Oh, this is for the chicks."
Oh right,
Yeah,
this is
pretty
the one that I saw. So
You
I was
look back
looking
at
up
the
on.
scene,
I was on.
you look back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my god.
It's a joke.
Ben Swallow.
I was on
Oh,
BuzzFeed
my
and they said,
lord.
here's an HD an HD real picture post of Ben Swallow, and then
Here's finally.
and then I was
Finally.
like, bruh, Isaac, you should take a look at this. It's in the chat.
His head is so
Messenger chat.
small in comparison.
Yeah, it doesn't look right at all.
It's like a super photoshopped image of Ben Swallow.
Yes.
It looked like they photoshopped his head onto someone else's body.
No, that's his body. That is definitely his
That
body.
that is not correct in
They just
It looks like they photoshopped him onto Andre the Giant or something.
yeah. Isaac, what were you saying? Go ahead.
It looks like a humanized Hulkbuster.
What was the name of that movie? Fatheads?
Fatheads.
Was it the Fatheads or the
Fatheads.
Pinheads? Pinheads.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pinheads. Yes, I remember those. I also remember I Shrunk the Kids. No, Coneheads. That's what it was called.
Coneheads.
Coneheads.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the
Pinhead
SNL
was a
thing?
freak show attraction, which is why I'm like confused on who you're talking about.
Those are the characters from Saturday Night Live, right?
So is he set up to be like the romance for Rey from Star
I
Wars?
hope not.
Ben
honestly,
Solo?
that'd be a little weird at this point after what happened in the movie.
Yeah. I don't know. They
Well,
like,
how would it be weird since she went all the way
Spoilers.
to see him in the spaceship, and then they set up that whole
Yeah, but
Force
You
Skype
know what
chat?
happens afterwards.
but we all know what happens afterwards, though. So even though they had the Skype chat, I mean,
What is supposed to happen afterwards, or what's your guess? I want to hear.
What for
Pretty sure
episode
the
9?
audience wants to hear it too.
For
like
episode 9?
for episode
Yeah.
9.
Everyone dies.
Yeah, I mean, like,
The end.
Yeah, I love that you said yeah.
unfortunately, because I don't think they ever said that they were going to extend it past episode 9.
I hope they don't, honestly.
Like, I feel like they would do, like, expanded universe stuff, but they're not going to do, like, any more episode 10, 11, and 12.
Episode
Like,
18.
how many times
Like,
does
just keeps
this guy
going.
keep coming back?
Yeah. but like,
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
but
I
I
just
feel
want to
like
say
at that
really,
point, yeah.
I
go
just
ahead.
want to say really badass lightsaber fight between Rey and Ben Solo, and just see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Because they only fought each other once in 7.
Yeah, they never actually. Yeah, they never like actually like had a real, and that was also just a really like crappy way to end the
I want to know
series.
how Leia got her freaking levitation powers.
Well,
What
they
the
always
hell
did
was that?
say
She,
they always
like-
did say that she had like
The power
potential to
Force.
use the Force. Yeah.
So Leia's from Krypton? Is that the backstory?
Well, see, here's the thing, and this is what a lot of people like to debate about, is the whole idea of like, is the Force blood related or what? And I don't know. Like, I can't tell you that because there are scenes in the movie that show that anyone can use the Force, right? And there are scenes in the movie where someone who is related to someone who can use the Force uses the Force. So,
Yeah, there's. I mean, most of the characters who pick up a lightsaber in episode like the new trilogy aren't really Jedi's. Like
yeah.
Finn gets a chance with the lightsaber.
It's
multiple
kind of
times.
like bending in Avatar, basically.
Right. I feel like
Some people can do
There's
it,
peop-
some can't. Some have the potential but never realize it.
There's
Yeah.
Force users who are strong with the Force, and then there's people who can just use it or like have a connection to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently, Sokka, according to a behind-the-scenes thing from the creators, he had bending potential, but he never took advantage of it.
Sokka?
Sokka, yeah.
I thought he was a waterbender.
He was never a waterbender.
He was
a
Water
regular
Tribe.
warrior dude. He was
Oh,
Water
wow.
Tribe, yeah.
Wait, we're talking about Avatar now? Jeez,
Yeah.
you keep
No, I was
jumping
making
around.
I was drawing a connection between Avatar and like the Force and the ability to bend the elements. Like, you know, it varies from person to person.
Wow. That's interesting. I did not expect that.
Do you think they'll do another like Avatar show?
Ooh.
Not soon, but well, they're still doing the comic with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
old
they're-
gang,
But I mean like
so
another
that's still
series.
going. But as a show, not in this time period, but
Not on
maybe
Nick,
in the
probably.
far future.
You know
Hopefully
what?
not
happens
on Nick.
with
I hope they go to Netflix. Or
You know what I
something.
know that they're milking? They're definitely milking. So, besides
What?
Ben Spolo's tits, Avatar 2, the not the Last Airbender, but like that movie by James Cameron.
Gotta
Oh yeah,
have
there's
that
supposed to be like
blue
a
milk.
million sequels to that.
2,
and they
3,
will-
4, and 5.
Apparently-
They've already confirmed 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Well, see,
That's
here's
crazy.
here's the thing. They were planning that since the beginning. Because I remember a few years ago,
Right,
like
yeah.
long before we even started doing internet stuff, when I was reading the Wikipedia article for Avatar, and apparently they were teasing that they want to do sequels. And the guy who played the antagonist, I forgot his name, but he said like, "Don't think just because I died that won't stop me from coming back. As long as they have my DNA."
And is this after Korra or after?
No, we're
Airbender?
talking about James Cameron.
Oh, I thought we were talking
So,
about
like,
Nickelodeon
They
Avatar.
have release dates for the sequels already. Like they already have the
That came out in 2009, and we're
Right.
getting a sequel in like 2020.
yeah, and then
To be
December.
fair,
So here are the release dates: December
We
18,
did just get the
2020
Disney
for Avatar
ride,
2.
so
I
December
mean-
17, 2021 for Avatar 3, December 20, 2024 for Avatar 4, and December 19, 2025 for Avatar 5.
Jesus Christ, we don't need that many sequels. That's
What
ridiculous.
studio is the films?
Whatever James
Fox?
Cameron Studios is. 20th Century
think-
Fox, I
okay.
think.
Yeah, it's owned
Oh,
by
so
Fox.
Yeah, it's 20th
So we
Century
know,
Fox.
so we know why
So is it
they're
Disney
going
now?
about
Did,
it
did,
now.
did Disney buy that too?
20th
Yeah, they
Century
have
Fox?
Disney does
they
now
have an
own the
Avatar
Avatar.
attraction in Disney
Yeah, they
World
already,
now.
but that was before they bought 20th Century Fox.
That was before
had
they
a
bought it,
deal.
but, like,
they had a
now it
deal
enforces it.
to make Pandora in Animal Kingdom.
Because
And-
why would they make that
Yeah.
and like, hey guys, remember Avatar? We're still relevant.
Yeah, right. And so they made that in celebration of the film because it was 10 years since the film has been released. So they released it in like this whole land. It's actually really nice. It's really beautiful. I haven't seen it in person. I've seen a lot of pictures and concept art and stuff like that. It's really
You can't
really
just
nice.
go walk up to it.
Yeah, but the lines for this Avatar, like this Avatar world, Pandora, they're ridiculous. Some of them, like, one of these rides is 6 hours long for the line. Like, you have to get there early. Like, there is a ticket that you buy for early access to the park so you can fall in line for Avatar. But I digress. That's a really good. It's a really good attraction. But you can see that they bought. They added this Pandora Land 10 years after the movie came out, about 10 years since the movie came out, so that they can also prepare for the purchasing of 20th Century Fox, but also prepare for the sequel that's coming out in a few years.
Generate interest too, yeah.
Right. And I liked the first Avatar movie. It was not bad. It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was well written.
Wait, which one?
Avatar.
With the James Cameron one?
Yes.
Oh, I don't like it.
Really?
Honestly. No.
Can you
I mean,
tell
like, it's not that.
why
Like,
they
it's
had
not.
to name it The
It's
Last
not that
Airbender?
bad, but like, it's just nothing.
Special.
It was nothing really original, and I didn't really care about what was going on. Like, it was basically Pocahontas, but with blue cat people. The best thing about it was the 3D. But even then, like, How to Train Your Dragon had better 3D, and that came out like a month afterwards. So it's like whatever. So I just forgot about Avatar.
I forgot the plot to Avatar a long time ago. I don't even remember what happened.
I barely remember.
Besides
I
the
saw
fact
it with
that they
my
went to a
dad,
new
and when we watched it, we're like, yeah, it was pretty good. But then afterwards, I like completely forgot.
I think it hasn't aged well because it was just it was mostly to show concept. It was mostly
And it was
like
an experiment.
yeah,
like, with
it was
3D
an
and all
experiment of like, oh yeah, here's 3D CGI done really well, but also
that was like
here's-
towards the beginning of like
I
every
feel like
three,
Lord of the
every movie
Rings
being
Gollum
released
is
in
still
3D.
like more impressive when it comes to the CGI.
right. But I mean, like, I feel like Avatar opened a new era for like CGI. I feel like because they use a different system, I think, and it's just like I feel like that. Going forward after that, they definitely did it. Like, they came out with that movie last year, with the one with the underwater. I forgot what it was called. The one that was nominated for a Golden Globe.
Not
Do you
sure.
guys
The one
remember?
that just came out. Are you talking about a movie that came out this year?
Yeah, no, well, last year. I don't know if it's Guillermo del Toro or something like that.
Shape of Water?
Shape of Water, there we go, yeah.
Yeah, it's the one where a woman fucks a fish man.
Yeah, exactly, there you go.
Okay.
No,
I mean,
no,
that's what it
seriously.
is. I don't know why you're laughing.
No, I mean, like, I hear that all the time, but like that's literally what you use to describe the plot of the movie.
No,
What the
seriously.
fuck?
What it
Sounds
is.
like an IGN review of BioShock.
No, so like it is a woman fucking a fish man, right? And so
I mean, and to be fair, you gotta give props because they didn't go like the Twilight route where they make the fish man like have pecs or
An
basically
emo
look like a
vampire
human.
dude.
Like
Yeah.
like they didn't try to like tween it up. It's like no,
With Linkin
it's
Park.
a fish man. This woman wants that scaly
Linkin
dick
Park in
real
her
bad,
face.
and she's gonna get it.
yeah.
She's gonna get it.
No, and so
50
like
Shades.
yeah, and you want to know, it's like I think
50
it's
Scales of
supposed to
Grey.
be some sort of like take on Beauty and the Beast, essentially.
That's
I
what it
feel
looked like from the trailer.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, because it also gave me a lot of, like, I didn't watch it, but looking at the trailer and looking at all the pictures and stuff, it gave me a lot of Pan's Labyrinth,
Well, yeah,
Vibes.
it's a
That's the
Del
same
Toro
director.
film, so that makes sense.
yeah. But I could just see, like, there was just so much, like, that was involved in there, so I, like, really, I feel I might not see it, because I'm just not, like, I don't know, it's not really my, my cup of tea in terms of, or my cup of water,
What's the
for...
matter,
cup
Lawrence?
of-
You don't want to see
Water.
some young brunette action with a fish man?
Scaly
Color
fish
of
stick,
water.
bro.
I don't want to see...
Water.
It's like that
Color
South Park
of
episode. It's
water.
like, do you like fish sticks in your mouth? And all that.
That was the biggest bad when that episode came out.
Is South Park still going?
It's
Yes.
basically
Are you serious?
SpongeBob
that a
18 plus.
question?
And it's not
What are
ending
you
soon.
doing?
Oh my
Did you
God.
think it
Just had a
ended?
whole season dedicated to like trolling and all that.
Yes.
South
Well,
Park
okay. I guess I
Krusty
can't really
Krab,
complain because Family Guy is still going too, but
And the
Bikini
Simpsons.
Bottom.
and The Simpsons.
I keep saying the world is gonna end and Simpsons episodes will still come out somehow.
Jeez.
From somewhere.
It'll
Yeah.
still chum out.
No, but you
Dumb
know what?
bucket.
Like I don't watch The Simpsons regularly, but I do
I haven't
have a
watched it in
like,
forever.
but I do have like an admiration for The Simpsons. I don't know why. I just do.
It was easily one of the best shows of all time during its like golden era.
Right.
Like seasons 1
Golden
through, like,
era.
what,
I see what
9
you
or
did
something?
there.
Or 10
I
or
mean,
whatever.
yeah, most cartoonists have watched it in their heyday, and that's what inspired a lot of people to get into cartoons. But I don't really watch The Simpsons as much anymore.
But then eventually, like, I think it got what, different showrunners or something. But like, yeah, the writing just kind of went downhill. I still
Right.
remember the one episode that caused so much controversy, to the point that there's like essays written on it, like of how bad
God.
it is. Was of the principal and the pauper from The Simpsons. It was a season 9 episode. Yeah, the second episode. And that episode is basically looked at as like, this is the point when like the show started going downhill.
That was the turning point.
So what
Pretty
what
much.
what was it?
Oh, the episode?
Yeah.
Well, it's basically because they took a character that was already like, it took the principal of the elementary school, and who was a character that was built up all this time. Like, we've learned so many things about it, and then out of nowhere we find out, oh yeah, that's just imposter. And it goes all like Deus Ex Machina and jumps the shark a bit.
Wow. Really?
Which is why that episode is super hated and criticized and everything. There are like essays and articles just written about it. That's why it's like so infamous.
Yeah.
Yikes. did not think about that. Huh. That's interesting.
There's a whole novel written about the horrible Simpsons episode.
But
They wrote a book.
have you guys
about
been
why it
following
went
$29.99 at Barnes and Noble.
There's a lot of people that talk about like The Simpsons as being like this day's current age Nostradamus. Kind of like that they predict a lot of stuff.
I'm sorry, Nostradamus?
No,
You
yeah.
mean Nostradamus?
Yeah, that guy.
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus,
The
yeah.
Hunchback of Notre
The
Dame.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now out of the
I
Disney
mean, like
vault.
they predicted apparently
You
a lot
talk
of
about
things.
all the
So.
like crazy cartoon predictions and conspiracy theories in the show.
Yeah.
Basically. And the fact that the show has pretty much become like a cultural, like, historical icon.
Staple,
like, it is
yeah.
the cartoon of right now. Even if it's like, even no matter what criticism you have about the show, like, it's still running and it's still relevant with modern
Right.
human history.
Right, exactly.
A lot of the predictions they made, most of them they've gotten close to or like on the nose around there because the show's
Like,
been
we
running
just had
since
the-
like the early 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of
'Cause we-
time like crazy. I forgot what predictions they got right, but
We just
I
had
mean, it got the
couple of
Fox
them.
the 20th
being
Century Fox
acquired
one.
by Disney, thing,
Disney.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's funny too, because I remember watching that episode years ago as a kid, like when they went to the 20th Century Fox Studios on the tour, and then they had a subdivision of Walt Disney at the bottom of the poster.
Right.
I feel like they predicted that. Like that was probably that. Yeah, that's like unexplainable. Probably predicted
Right.
that just really well, but
Disney's
like
gonna
20
acquire
years later.
everything at this point.
because other cartoon Simpsons is not the only show that's done that where they made a prediction and then it actually happened. Just like whoa, there were other shows that did that too. Like
Of
around that
course.
time or later on. I just can't think of one off the top of my head. I
I
know
know there are a
Family
few,
Guy,
like South Park must have done a few.
Family Guy,
Yeah.
and Futurama had a few like predictions
Yeah.
or just like crazy ideas that actually did happen. in
Futurama,
some way.
especially.
Futurama, of course, is all. It's all about like the future. So obviously, like there's going to be a lot of things. They're just like, oh yeah, you
And,
remember
like,
President
the-
blah blah blah.
There was also like episodes of Futurama where basically they talk about stuff that happened that was established in the past after like Fry was frozen.
Right.
And then that stuff ended up becoming true in real life. Like it actually did happen around the same kind of time. Like
Oh,
this
wow,
this
yeah.
was put into place and then it became a bigger thing in the future.
Right.
Another lousy millennium.
So, yeah, I think, and I guess that's really kind of the cool thing about like today's modern cartoons and stuff like that. They're just like they are, I guess, a lot of them do reference like a younger audience, but also they reference a lot of like things that are going on today, and they're going on about like like they do a lot of this cool retro theme thing that we were talking about at the beginning, and I especially like how like remember when we had the Cleveland show, and then after that it got canceled and they brought Cleveland back to Quahog and Family Guy.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's really cool. It's just like there are tiny worlds essentially within these tiny worlds already. So, yeah, and I think that's really cool. And I think, I don't know what I'm looking forward to in terms of like TV shows and anime and stuff going forward. Not really at all, because things kind of change. But I will say this: I've recently watched a really good anime. I talk about it all the time. New Game.
Damn, I thought he was
Season
gonna
1
say
and
Boku no
Season
Piku.
It was a really good anime. I really liked it. Like it got me in this mood of like I want to learn game design or something like that. Because it's really cool. It's a really good show. It has a really good story, and it really just gives. It's a slice of life kind of anime that has a lot to do with like, oh yeah, this is what the game design process is like. You have to create things in Maya, and you have to use C++ and stuff like that. So it's like...
I remember a manga, I forgot what it was named, but it was in Shonen Jump for a while, where basically the whole story was that they wanted to become manga artists, and they actually like showed the struggle that they went through and like the whole process and everything. And I thought that was very interesting. Like I never got to follow it, but I hope to actually like look into that sometime.
I think that show became an anime.
Yeah,
if I was looking on Funimation, because I was looking for shows that were similar to New Game, because I really like the vibe from that show, and one of them was talking about the manga artist, and one of them was talking about an anime too. So that was really cool to see, and so I'm really in terms of things I'm really looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to finishing Love Live Sunshine. But I'm also looking forward to New Game Season 3 being announced or something like that, because Season 1 and Season 2 were simulcasted on Funimation now. So I'm looking forward to see if they start making it in Japan, then I am probably gonna go like watch it on Funimation now when it's simulcasted here.
Alright, did you say Super Mario Sunshine earlier?
Love Live Sunshine.
Oh. I was like, Super Mario Sunshine's getting an anime? What?
Yeah. But, I guess now that you've mentioned it, Eric, and we've kind of did a little bit of a, like, segue, in terms of video games are being extra retro, I think, as of recently. There's a company out there that's making a Game Boy, like a new Game Boy, like from the old, like based on the very first model of Game Boy, based on the very first model of Game Boy, right? But it's like with newer graphics. Well, not new graphics. I don't know, like new boards,
like new processing power.
Right, exactly.
So it can handle like games that want to be 8-bit but aren't actually 8-bit for the original Game Boy.
It might play. I'm not sure what the specs are, but I think it plays Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. And it may or may not play Game Boy Advance games. I'm not sure yet, but it does look nice. But I know that there was also a phone case that you put on your iPhone, and every time we go in JNL, we see it. It's a phone case that is
specially designed to
play a Game Boy emulator on your phone.
Apparently, what it does is that it doesn't actually read the memory card that's in your Game Boy cartridge, but what it does is that it detects what game it is, and then it assumes that you have the ROM downloaded, because it won't obviously take you to any website to download a ROM, because then that's what gets them sued. But then it starts up the game basically, but it detects it, so it emulates, ironically enough, the feeling of putting in a Game Boy cartridge and then playing the game, even though it's not saved on the actual cartridge.
Right. Yeah. And so and I think that's really kind of one of the cool things about recently, something that's really nice that they that's being done, is that like retro gaming is coming back.
We also had the recent release of A Hat in Time, which I actually really want to get into at some point.
It looks really good.
Just recently, it became like the #2 game on Steam as of this recording, and it harkens back to like the Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, kind of like open open world exploration kind of stuff,
Right.
and it's really cool. It looks really cute. I just
And that's what I like about recent gaming. Like, we had Breath of the Wild come out, we had Persona 5.
It was inspired by Spyro too, I believe. Yeah.
And we had Super Mario Odyssey, Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, we had a lot of really good games come out last year that essentially not really redefine the formula, but backtrack to an older formula and just redefine it for today's generation.
Mario Odyssey in particular and Zelda Breath of the Wild pretty much brought their genres back to their roots, where if Mario starting the whole 3D platforming kind of thing, and
3D platforming open world, right?
With Zelda having an open world with its very first game, and now we can explore that in a realistic 3D environment.
Right, and I really liked how whatchamacallit, Eric brought up Super Mario Sunshine earlier when I said Love Live Sunshine, but essentially the game Super Mario Odyssey is essentially based in terms of the way it's played. It looks a lot like Super Mario Sunshine, the same formula, just redefined for 2017 standards, of course.
It's the cornerstone of every 3D Mario game at this point.
Right, and even the demo game that they used for Breath of the Wild, if you guys have seen videos, I'm sure you might have, they used the very first, an engine very similar to the very first Zelda game that ever came out. The 2D Eagle Eye kind of game.
Yeah.
And they use that as an engine, would this be, as a test engine to see, would it be cool if the trees could catch fire, or something like that. And
wouldn't it be cool if you can go to the mountains that are actually in the background and they're not just the flat set piece?
Yeah, right, exactly. And I think that's really cool. And, besides that, I know also, Persona 3, they're bringing back Persona 3's, I think it's a dancing game this year. They're coming out with it.
Dancing all night.
Dancing Moon Knight.
But they're bringing it back, the Persona 3 characters, and with these new models,
cool.
So potential for a Persona 3 remake or reboot.
I'm hoping.
And then we also have Blaze Blue with the cross tag battle,
right?
And
so
bringing in
the thing
Persona
about that one,
Ruby.
actually, I don't know if you heard, but they recently came
Yes,
out
I have.
and said half the roster is gonna be DLC, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of kills any hype I had for it, because that's insane.
But at the
20 characters are DLC.
Wow, are you
it
serious?
does. It is.
Yeah.
I will agree, it is bullshit, but I'm still excited for the game, honestly, just for the concept alone.
Right.
It's annoying, but at the same time, they're probably gonna have some special edition at some point.
It's just really, that's insane. That kind of DLC practice is insane.
It's stupid, but at the same time, it doesn't kill the interest of the game for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and
It annoys me, but yeah.
I think so retro games, and we're also talking about let's see, the NES.
Right, just admit it. It's
NES
because you want to
Classic.
play as your waifu Yang, isn't it?
Oh.
Is she even confirmed?
I feel like she probably is. Come on, dude. As
I don't
Ruby
know,
in
man.
it.
People are still waiting for Nora to be announced, so...
So, they have the NES Classic and the Super NES Classic, but also, if you guys remember, they also came out with, DS, 3DS's, new 3DS's XLs that were, based off the NES and the Super NES.
Yeah.
They had the nicer, the European version that came out. They put it on Amazon, and unfortunately, if I were to change my 3DS, I would get the European version if I could, because it looks so nice.
Are those region locked?
They are not region locked. I don't think... Yeah, no, they're not region locked, but because it's the West, so... But if you bought a Japanese 3DS, it'd be region locked, I think.
Oh yeah, no, the 3DS has region locking. The Switch doesn't, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why one thing that you should do if you have a Switch, which is what a lot of... I can't say a lot of, but a fair amount of PlayStation users do. They make a Japanese account, separate.
right.
I still need to do that. I kind of want to make a Japanese PSN account, and I'll probably do that when I get a Switch. Just make a Japanese Nintendo account.
That's what Etika I think did when he was playing.
I think that's what you have to do if you want to play a game like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you technically don't, because you can import it and there's no region locking anymore. But but it's probably
That is true.
easier if you make a Japanese Switch account because you could probably download it, like, just straight from the store. But
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to make an account. I just feel like it's a lot of effort for me. I don't want to.
You got cut out there, so I just in my head imagined you said, I definitely want to import that Senran Kagura game.
I did. I do. That's. I didn't say that, but you already know that that's exactly what I want to do. I want to get a Japanese account so that I can play that Senran Kagura game. You know that is exactly what I want to do. Like, it is such a nice game. I just, the problem is I can't see it.
I want it for the story.
I'm sure you guys can.
What story are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that reads Playboy for the article.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Watching ecchi for the plot, right?
Yup, exactly.
No,
Where's
so,
the character? One of my favorite tweets ever is like some guy was like watching porn, and then he says, like, the girl says, oh no, the guy says, "Who's your daddy?" And then the guy watching the video is like, "Finally, some character development."
Oh my god.
That just made me really laugh.
What the hell?
Oh no.
Who's your daddy? Finally, some character development.
Yeah, and and there's definitely one game that and I'm glad that we were talking about retro games, and because like Thiwi was announced in the mini direct. The World Ends With You or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should talk about the mini direct.
Everyone, including me, are excited for that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So yeah, we
That's
talked about like the retro games are making a comeback, and I think that's like here's kind of just a general out list of like what's coming. So Thiwi's coming out, World Ends With You, and then
we got a new Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze port, so people can try it out, take it on the go. New funky mode.
Dark Souls,
which has become a meme.
Funky mode. I'm a huge Donkey Kong fan.
Dark Souls, we got that.
I'm looking forward to that. I really am, and I because I never played Tropical Freeze, and now I can when that comes out. Yeah, and
that's why ports are good, which is why people should stop complaining about them.
Tropical Freeze is great. It has pretty much all the classic fun elements of the old Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
Really great. It's the first HD game, and it's got the composer from the old games back in it, so it's just like playing the old games.
Yeah, and it reminds me also of like I bought recently a few years ago a Game Boy Advance SP.
Really great co-op too.
Yeah, I bought a Game Boy Advance SP that was like custom made off eBay for $60.
Nice.
Really good price. It's black and gold. And I think
Sweet.
Eric was over at my place. All these guys were at my place for the our last hangout recently, and he was playing the Donkey Kong Country game, and I just totally just forgot. I'm just like, wow, I really like the Donkey Kong formula. I just totally forgot about it.
I haven't played a Donkey Kong game in forever. So
yeah, me too.
Donkey Kong Country in general is just considered one of the best platformers conceived in that generation.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the hitboxes in terms of landing and jumping, because it is like the original I don't want to compare it to Shovel Knight because you have to be so precise with your jumps in Donkey Kong.
It's more like
it was trial and error for
older platformers of that era. Like Donkey Kong's a little older than Mega Man, but that's the closest. So Mega Man, or almost like even you can compare to Mario too, where you were just really push to get your jumps right.
Right.
And if you got them wrong, that would just cost you that's just death right there. Also, because they couldn't really fit a lot of level in the game, so adding the challenge made it just more enriching as a game. But the later games like Tropical Freeze and Country Returns on the Wii has a little less of a strict curve, so it gets easier as you play the new ones.
Right. Yeah. That's what I imagine.
I feel can relate to you're rolling around as Donkey Kong or Diddy, and then you land on a fucking beaver, and then you just die.
Yeah, either that or I remember in the Donkey Kong Country game back in the day, What really didn't
That was me with DK64, by the way, with the
Yeah.
beavers.
Oh my god. And
Isn't
what
that game
really...
like insanely long to 100%?
If you want to
Yeah.
get mad at a game, play Cuphead.
Oh no, don't even start with
I will
me.
have to.
Don't
I will
start
have
with
to
me.
at some point.
So actually,
Dude, you
in
have an
that-
Xbox One, so you could
Yeah.
get it. You should
Yeah.
totally get it.
So like,
At some point, I will.
and I'm glad that you brought that up because we're gonna talk. I want to talk about.
That's the
Cuphead
next
a little
topic
bit.
for the next podcast. Ray, have you gotten Cuphead yet?
So one of the things that and I remember playing Donkey Kong Country a long time ago when I had on my Game Boy Advance. There was always this one section. It was in the mines, the banana mines, that I just hated because I could never actually. There was this one jump I could never make, and it
Here's
really
Lawrence
sucked.
recounting his PTSD from the banana mines.
Oh my god, I hated it, and so yeah, I certainly
Showered
yeah.
with coconut
If
cream
we have
pie.
time, I'd like to talk about games of 2017 too after the
yeah,
main direct.
but so I'm really happy about that, and I got a chance to play it recently, and then that same banana mine really made me upset again, and I just put it down and never played it ever again. That's why when Eric picked it up, there was Donkey Kong Country was in there because I decided to pick it up and play it at one point, and then I hated it, and then I threw it away, and then Eric picked it up.
Jeez.
But yeah, and so we also had Dark Souls, but also we had
Dark Souls Remastered.
Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition.
Another port, which
Yeah,
is
I-
totally okay.
Really liked Hyrule Warriors. I just really did. I don't know, like
I
it's
just
such
really
a,
did.
Yeah, it's such a stress relieving game because
That's
it's
like
like-
Musou in a nutshell. It's basically a power phase.
Yeah.
Like you
it's
just
like yeah,
destroy tons and tons of enemies.
it's why
Yeah,
I
getting
like
to, like,
I
kill
like Fire
a bunch
Emblem
of them.
Warriors, but Fire Emblem Warriors is mostly fan service. I like it a lot though. I do like the formula in the Warriors games from Nintendo because it's stress relieving because I'm just like, oh man, there's a whole bunch of enemies here. I'm just gonna plow through them, and then
Playing beat 'em up games has that effect on you.
yeah, right. It's fun. I like the
And
beat 'em
plow
up games.
Zelda.
It's funny because they have a Breath of the Wild model in the Breath of the Wild characters. They have Link and Zelda, but they're Breath of the Wild characters in the Definitive Edition. So you can see
That's pretty cool.
that particular moment that everyone on the internet loves when Zelda bends over.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
good
bring
chance for
that up.
people to get Switch and just play all these old games.
Oh yeah,
It's a win-win.
And
Dark
on the go,
Souls,
too.
and Dark Souls / Crash Bandicoot.
Is the
I-
actual Crash Bandicoot
Oh,
Insane Trilogy
speaking
coming at some
of-
point?
No.
I'm not sure. I swear I remember seeing something. It's like, oh, there was a listing for it on Xbox One, but then I think that was just like a false listing. Like it wasn't
Right.
true.
Damn.
So I think for now it's
Bandicoot.
still just PS4
Yeah.
exclusive.
Crash Bandicoot. That's another one that I was thinking about
Yeah.
with retro games. That
A lot of people
used
are
to be
expecting them to follow up with Spyro.
out. And that's what
I'm
I
hoping
really
that's
hope
the
for,
case. I
Yeah,
really
same.
am.
because
The PS1 trilogy of Spyro.
our buddy Spyro's stuck in the
And then if they
Okay.
can, Crash Team
Rayman.
Racing.
Rayman.
Crash
I
Team
don't even-
Racing,
does
Crash-
Activision have the
Crash
rights to
Bash.
Rayman? That's still Ubisoft.
Right, but they, yeah, I just really hope Activision will get back those rights.
But yeah, like Spyro trilogy, remastered, and Crash Team Racing would be nice. And then afterwards, just make new games, but in the style of like the classic games.
Or
I think
even
they
like
will,
the PS2
because
Crash games.
Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy was super popular and sold really
Yeah.
well.
Oh yeah,
It outsold
Maybe-
games like
maybe-
Destiny 2, I think.
right.
Maybe we could even have a true crossover between them.
Have you started
You
playing
got
that, by
more
the way, Eric?
people buying a game
What,
that's
Destiny
online
2?
at the-
Yeah.
No,
you
I
got
haven't
more
even beaten the
people-
first one.
I didn't either. I was so hyped for the first Destiny, but I was just
I remember
gonna
you
say,
even made a video of like yourself playing a multiplayer match.
yeah, I remember that was the
Yeah,
beta for it.
You have like I went on your channel the other day, Isaac. You have like a bunch of like part ones that you never followed up on, which makes me
Wow,
sad.
even Ray is mentioning it now.
Are you really going after my Destiny beta part?
I
one
wasn't
videos,
attacking you,
That
I was
are
just-
like all 4
nobody
years
liked-
old.
All right,
Yeah.
so
You
like,
never made part 2.
Sounds good.
so
you can
like,
just comment now, Ray. Like, where's part 2? I'll be like, Ray, where's Comic Con 2015?
Oh shit.
damn. It's funny because I stopped doing this because I felt like Isaac was getting annoyed by it. But for a little while, I would once in a while mention, it's like, "Yo, Isaac, when's Vice City Part 3 or whatever?" Because he started a Let's Play of that, like back when we were in high school. But he just
Okay,
didn't
Eric,
continue
go to
it.
hell.
I'm not. I stopped doing that.
Where's
go to
Team
hell.
Triforce Season 2?
Don't go to hell. Go to Vice City.
I
Which is
stopped
pretty
doing
much
that
fair.
because I thought
No, but-
you started to hate it. But like, yeah,
When-
and now
when
Ray's
you have
mentioning,
more-
it's like, "Yo, there's so many Part 1s."
When you have more people owning a copy of Crash Bandicoot than you have players on your own server in a game you make, like that's how you know Destiny 2. It's just like you got to catch up.
Yeah, and so
Oh, speaking of retro games, Sonic Mania as well.
oh, Sonic Mania, that was a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that goes back to
It was a
what
good
Eric was
return to
saying.
form. They
That-
did a
that
really
goes
good
back
job
to
with that.
That does go back to what Eric was saying, like with make new games but keep them in the old format.
Right.
Like the old Sonic format, a lot of people like it. So
Yeah, but like, here's the thing, like I started playing Sonic Mania and I was like, wow, this is actually really difficult. I forgot how difficult some of the Sonic games were. I don't know if it's just Mania or if it's that was just the difficulty of the Sonic games back then. I can't tell because I guess I'm so accustomed to Green Hill Zone and just kind of like plowing through the stage and just getting to the end and like, oh yeah, I'm there. I did not lose any rings. I'm okay.
there's that word again.
What, plow?
Plowing through the stage. You make
Plowing.
it sound like you weren't playing Sonic Mania. You're playing Bob the Builder.
No, but then Sonic Mania came and like I'm taking 5 minutes to finish a level. Like it's really
Can
hard.
we plow it?
Yes, we can.
And then there was I guess I'm just so used to now like the 3D Sonic formula that I really like that you can finish a level in like 3 minutes or something like that. Besides like some of the boss levels in Sonic Forces, which was bullshit. I will say this, I played all of Sonic Forces in 6 hours. Like I opened it that morning, started it,
And you finished it the same
finished
day?
it at before midnight that day.
Sonic
Wow.
Force, it's that short? God damn.
It's really short. Like you
They
can
hyped it up.
Like you can play 10 levels every hour. There's somebody on who streamed Sonic Forces the day it came out on PC. I think some people might have heard about this, but he streamed it. It took him 2 hours and 40 minutes to finish the game. And then
What?
you
Wow,
know
that's
how
fast.
Steam has this rule that like you can return your games after like 2 or 3 hours of play.
He returned it on stream?
He returned it on stream, and he got his money back.
That's
You
kind of
went to the
fucked up,
store?
honestly.
Wow.
Wait, so how
That's
did
kind
you
of
take?
fucked up. You're like taking advantage of.
Yeah.
Hey, what if
whole
he started the
skin system.
stream excited that proud of the purchase he made?
No,
and
I'm
then
with
he's like,
Eric. How the hell do you
yeah,
have
I
people
want my money
watching
back.
you go to the store?
People were
The
complaining
hell?
about that. Are you you
Imagine he
serious?
continues to stream, he goes to the game store to return it.
This wasn't
Yeah.
what I came to watch you do. You fuck.
You fucker. The
No,
hell?
like I watched, like I was reading it's a Kotaku article. You guys can look it up if you want. Sonic Forces, this guy returned the game on stream, and everybody got really upset and they started complaining to Steam, and they're just like, well, it still falls within our like boundaries, and they said we'll fix it in the future, but it still falls within our like
Just
know.
like how YouTube will fix the Logan Paul situation, right?
yeah, but that's a different story. That
Oh,
one is just
man.
YouTube
We're just
like,
making fun of it.
yeah, they're being like, they're not really being straight, but Steam is like, we understand like everybody's anger towards this. We can't really do anything about it because it's there's no language in the in their like privacy policy and stuff like that that says that you can't do that, and so they said we'll
Sure.
rectify it
That
for
would
the
be an
future.
office-specific restriction.
Yeah, right. And so they said they'll try to restrict it in the future, but like they can't do anything. Like it's not like it's anything. He did something bad, of course, but they can't really argue against it because it happened and because it falls within their policy. Even though he beat the freaking game on stream and then returned it at the end. But like, I mean, it's an exploit, when you have exploits, eventually people have to fix it, right? But yeah,
I didn't know
so,
you could return a game on Steam.
yeah, you just have to have, I think, either under 2 hours or under 3 hours
Yeah,
worth
it's like
of
if
gameplay.
because they implemented that system because people were complaining. It's like there's no way to return games, and it
Right.
became a problem when there were some like releases where the PC version just straight up didn't work, like say Batman Arkham Knight, which was
Right.
like buggy as all hell and everything. So they
Oh.
implemented that system, so where it's like, all right, you could play for like a few hours, and let's say you decide, nah, I don't really want to play this anymore, or it's really buggy, so I want my money back.
Or it doesn't. Yeah, or it doesn't work on my system
doesn't
or
work.
something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
then
fair.
you can return it. But yeah, then that guy fucking exploited that system by beating the entire game that quickly and then returning it.
Yeah.
I mean, people
don't
do
know,
that in real life too. They buy like a new game, play through the main story or the campaign, and then just sell it back to GameStop like the very next day. Or
But
a few
then they
days
don't
later.
get any of their money back. Most of their money back.
Honestly,
That's true.
I feel
Unless
like
it's like Best Buy.
I feel like they should change it. I feel like Steam should change it to 24 hours at least.
No,
Alright,
no,
that's going a bit
no,
too far,
no,
right?
because
24
then-
hours?
Because this guy beat it in 3 hours.
There are games where you could beat in like 5 hours. Then you can
Okay, but
return
I'm
it
not
at that
basing it
point.
off of like games. Like I'm not basing it off of like times where you can beat the game, but like, you know, at least there's nothing wrong with keeping the game for a day and the next day, right?
Right. No, of course not. But I think it depends. Like, there is a way that Steam logs like gameplay. So I guess I understand what you're saying. But I think
Yeah,
I'm not saying
gives
play
you,
it
like, a
for
time. It's
24
like
hours, but
it's
at least keep it for 24 hours.
keep it in 24 hours, but it
But
has
you-
to. It's all about
You have it
playtime.
for a
It's
fair
not
amount of time to play it.
It's about playtime. It's not about owning time.
yeah, it's about playtime.
So,
when it
like,
comes to returning things.
I have a lot of like Star Wars games that I bought from a Humble Bundle. I played some of them for like 10 minutes. If I really wanted to, I could go and send every single one of them back. Because I only played 10 minutes, even though I've owned them for over a year now. So, it's all about playtime.
That's a
and,
weird
yeah.
system.
It is
Yeah,
a
it
weird
is.
system, but so maybe they want to include like something like, oh, you like have to own the game for a certain amount of time or something like that. It's a weird system. I don't know how they're gonna fix it, but just going back to Sonic Forces, one of the things that I was looking at, and I think I was watching some Call Me Johnny's review videos because I wanted to see the pattern of the Sonic videos, and he really like he didn't really tear it too much apart, but he did say he was like kind of disappointed that it wasn't what he was expecting. He said the coolest part about Sonic Forces was the fact that you can make your own your own character, your OC, which was really nice. Like I made my character wear the Persona 5 outfit. And I played it on Switch. So it was nice to have a Sonic game that I can take with me, even though I played it in 6 hours, so I didn't really need the
I
portability.
want Sonic Mania on Switch.
That is
rather
probably
get
more
that.
worth it, I will say that. But also, he did say that Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces are connected.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true, it's
'cause of
because
the
yeah, we didn't.
story
Did
at
we
the
know
end of-
that beforehand?
People
Or-
were predicting
It
it
is?
because when
Because Sonic Mania
I think
ends
in
with
Sonic
like
Mania, yeah, when
Sonic,
you
yeah.
it ends with him like getting sucked into like a portal or
portal.
something like that, right?
and then
Right.
Yeah.
in the end cutscene resembles that of classic Sonic's trailer.
But also, what's
So
his
people were
name?
predicting
Chaos,
that it was
not
gonna
Chaos. The guy from the villain from Forces.
Sonic Forces?
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't played it.
Nightmare, Nemesis, Infinite. There we go.
The most thing I remember from the Sonic Forces teasers I saw was Sonic getting the shit beat out of him by like every villain that he's ever had, like Shadow, and all these other characters just kicking his ass in the beginning, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's actually like one of the strange parts, and that's also I think something that Johnny and other people bring up. That just like the only reason that Infinite gets so pissed off is because Shadow like insulted him, and that's why he gets he's like
That was his motivation.
literally that is the only thing. If you have to play through the episode, the Shadow episode, so to see this, but you see a backstory on why Infinite becomes who he is, and it's legit.
There was also like an Archie Comics tie-in before they lost the rights to Sonic, where they did like a prelude
yeah,
to like Infinite meeting Eggman or
yeah.
something. I forgot,
Right.
but yeah.
It was, and there were parts of the story, like, there were levels I liked in that game. I hated the last boss because it took me actually half an hour.
Jesus.
Yeah, it took a really long. It's really hard. It's actually hard because like you have to get used to the controls and like doing it. I feel like some other people probably beat it in 2 or 3 minutes, but that boss fight was out of this world for me. And
Literally,
it was a fun game.
it was infinite.
It was a fun game to play, and it was good that I was able to finish it in a day. I think it has its the one big complaint is that as soon as like you got into the excitedness of the game, like, oh yeah, I'm finally going really fast, and like nothing can stop me now except the end of the level. The end of the level comes so quickly at the moments when it gets really exciting in that game, which is not something that Sonic Mania has.
That's actually a common complaint that's had with the, like, some people feel that there's too many like boosts and like there's too much like fastness going on, and that is the point of Sonic, to be going fast. But some people also want to like, they want more of the exploration factor.
Right.
It's weird because like he's always been known as like the speed
Mania
guy and all that.
Right.
But in the original Sonic games, like a big part of why the classic Genesis games are so good is because of like there's like multiple ways to get to the end. There's like a decent amount of platforming in it too. Like it's not really just about speed.
One of the
biggest
reasons
made it like basically the staple.
Yeah,
right.
one of the biggest reasons why Sonic 4 episodes 1 and 2 was because there were too many boost pads throughout all the levels, and the physics.
That was a weird game because it tries to emulate like the classic Genesis games, but they also add in
with
like
the modern designs of the
stuff,
characters,
like boosts,
like how did they have
like the homing shot, or like what's the homing attack?
Yeah.
The homing
But
attack.
Like they added the homing attack, and it's like, what's the point? Just jump on them. It's a 2D game.
Yeah, but and that's why like I like the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 formulas, because it's like that is like the Sonic that I like, and I bought, like, it's to the point I bought Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 for my Xbox 360 when I used to play it.
Oh yeah, that's right. They re-released that on GameCube, and then eventually on like 360 PS3.
Yeah, but
Sonic Adventure is
it was
so
a
good.
really good game. Yeah, those were really good
They've
games. They had
aged,
good
but
stories.
like they're not that bad.
Yeah, but the
at least
DX
my
is actually still really good though. The director's
Some
cut.
of the level design in the Sonic Adventure games are really good, and that's
Oh
those
yeah,
are
for
really
sure.
fun
They're
parts for me
like the
in
Sonic levels are usually
Sonic
really
Generations.
good. I remember from
The
But,
old.
I mean, I'll
Yeah.
play Sonic Forces because it's a game that I
Right.
see how Sega like is trying to bring back like the Sonic franchise.
Yeah.
But
I say
still,
try another Sonic Adventure game.
Right. That's what a lot of people.
I
are
would
saying.
say that too. I mean, they did a survey not like a while ago, just asking fans what franchises they want to see back and what they want them to do with the current franchises they have. So, I think Sega's gonna eventually bring out like a decent modern Sonic game, but they can keep making classic ones like Sonic Mania.
Right, and
Yeah.
I Sonic
Honestly,
The thing with
Adventure,
Sonic Mania is
what
that
I-
it's made by fans. Like Sega
Yeah,
didn't really
that's-
even make it.
they just
Yeah,
kind
they
of
only
true.
published.
Yeah.
The fact that
That's
fans,
honestly what I'm
like-
hoping for, because
Well, they were-
Capcom did something.
to be fair,
You go ahead.
sorry, I was just responding to what Eric said. They were fans, but to be fair, it's not like Sega just handed it the Sonic, like, they didn't just hand the game to fans, here, make your own Sonic game. They handed it to a community of level designers.
Yeah,
that
that's
had been
true.
making
Like
their
I'm
own
not saying like they
projects.
just handed it to a random. Like they
Yeah.
handed it to people that like proved that they knew how to make a really good.
Yeah,
Sonic
because
game.
Christian Whitehead is the
Agreed.
guy that managed to put Sonic the Hedgehog, the original, on a Game Boy Advance and make it work. Unlike the shitty
Unlike
ports that
Sega, when they
ended up-
ported it and that
Point
port
out.
was terrible.
These guys have been making their own mods for Sonic
For-
games
for
for a
years.
while by then. So
Didn't the guy also do Sonic CD on phone and make it work really well there?
Yep.
Yes, it was
He's
really.
also that
It's
guy.
really good. I like Sonic CD a lot.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say, because like this guy is justice with the classic Sonic side of things. Like I'm hoping that Sega keeps him and he continues to make more cool games. Maybe not on a usual basis, but like every so often they could come out with like maybe a Sonic Mania 2. 'Cause I remember Capcom did something similar where they made a fan game of Street Fighter into like
Mega
a
Man
officially
Cross
published
Street
thing.
Fighter.
Yeah, because what the guy demonstrated to them, and they were like, yeah, let's put this out there, celebrate the anniversary of both franchises.
There are
I
a lot
wish
of good and really cool
that
fan
more
projects.
often.
There are a lot
Right.
of cool fan projects that get made based off games.
Yeah.
Like the AM2R game that got the Metroid fan game that
Yeah,
game saved by
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Some would argue it's better than Samus Returns.
Yeah.
the other
I
game
think
that is
which honestly, the takedown makes sense now when you think about it.
I mean,
The-
now we
because of
know why
Samus
they took it
Returns,
down, because
but-
they were making their own
they're
remake.
making a sequel, and that's what the guy wanted
But
too.
at the same
When
time,
they
it's
asked
still
him-
sad because of the effort that went in. Like,
So like you just
Also, how
can't
it's just
play
wait-
it anymore, like Arma 2
No,
or
you
whatever?
can play it. The
You-
game already got shared.
you can still
and
find
have
it.
access
It's
to the
just
files, but he just can't sell it officially. But either way, the
Oh,
creator
okay.
of the game,
Even
got
though he never
interviewed, and
sold
he
it,
said
yeah.
the whole reason why he made the fan project was to get a Samus sequel, and a Samus sequel from the original Metroid 2 that got released on the Game Boy. So, and he got it, and that was the whole reason why he
And-
was
Is
doing
Samus
that
Returns
project.
good?
Samus
Yeah.
Returns? I heard
No,
it was
yeah.
good, but like a fair amount of people I've talked to were like, I honestly like Arma 2 better. I think it was a better.
There's a
game.
lot of nostalgia in that general opinion too, because the original Samus 2 on the Game Boy is like considered a huge classic and like one of the best Metroid games,
Right.
up there with
Yeah,
Super
still a cult
Metroid.
classic.
Yeah, so
Speaking
it's a classic.
of Metroid, if they're
hang
releasing
on,
Metroid
before
Prime
you go on,
4, before if they're releasing Metroid Prime 4, are they going to release the trilogy for Switch?
I would hope. I honestly would.
Re-release?
That'd be
Yeah,
kind
They
I
of
hope
cool.
so.
probably will, because they did it for Wii U.
Right.
No, they did it for Wii.
So,
Yeah.
well, for Wii U, they re-release it on the eShop.
Yeah, on the eShop,
Oh, they
they
did?
did
Okay,
re-release.
okay.
Yeah,
I have that.
Alright, yeah.
I hope so. That would be awesome if they put another
Yeah.
like the classic Metroid games on the Switch, man.
Yeah.
That would just really like make the library on the Switch just overkill at this point.
Yeah.
Because they've already got so many good like newer games
It's
on
becoming
it, and then they've got some of their ports,
Exactly.
and they're about to bring out like my guess is they're probably working on a virtual console because I mean they have to, but
Right.
with
Is
there a
Samus
fake
games
leak
on
of
it
that?
and newer games, it would be awesome.
What were you saying, Gray, before we jumped into Metroid?
yeah. I was gonna say, well, on a similar topic, like with AMR2, because the
AM2R.
takedown also came at a pretty bad time as well, because you know, it was also at the time when all we had was like Metroid Prime Federation. Decent
Oh,
game
yeah.
in and of itself, from what I hear,
Oh, yeah.
but like, you know, with the negative fan rate, the takedown of the fan game came at like not a very good time for Nintendo when you know the fans were trying to make something decent, and then they just come and take it down, even though evidently with it at that time, like at least anything monumental.
Right. Yeah. And yeah,
With-
and I guess
Companies will like, you know, reach out to fans more often, you know, let people,
right.
if they're not selling it, you know, let them do something fun with it, you know.
Right.
Like
There was
Sega never goes after all these people who make all these Sonic ROM hacks.
Yeah.
They don't, but then other companies will go after fan projects for fear of what it might do. Like with Capcom, there was a fan project,
Oh yeah,
a
Mega
Mega
Man
Man-
Maker.
Mega Man
Yeah.
Maker, and
Right.
the developers of the game, I don't think
For a
they
short
got
time,
a
I thought that
DMCA
was
notice
official.
by Capcom, but they probably just stopped from doing official releases, like taking it any further. They're still adding to it, but I think when Capcom took notice of it, they might have just like, okay,
They
put
did a
it
cease and
under-
desist, right?
I don't think they did. They got a cease and desist order, but they're afraid of like adding more to it just from the idea of it happening. Because Capcom, if anything, is strict with their IPs as well.
Right.
Because the thing is that with that game, make every single Mega Man level, because it
I mean-
also comes at a weird time. We have both like legacy collections for like every Mega Man game out now, and also with Mega Man 11 coming out soon.
Right.
You know,
With Mega Man Maker, I know you can do Mega Man 1, 2, and I think 5 levels from it, and it has monsters and assets from like the first 5 games. So, and it's an ongoing project, and they're still adding to it. But I was using it like last year, having some fun with it. It's cool. The music is great. They have like a lot of the original soundtracks, so it's just like Mario Maker where you can make your own stage. But
Yeah.
projects like that, like There's a lot of
Yeah.
good fan projects and games
Yeah,
out.
I like that. I guess before we move on to like best games 2017, like I did want to mention Sonic Adventure. The director's cut had better graphics, pretty much instead of the polygons that we got from the Dreamcast era.
Well,
was really
of course,
that was my very first.
going
That
over
was
the
my
game
that
is
was
a
my
big
first
transition.
game. One of my first games. It was the Sonic Adventure director's cut for PC, and it was.
So you're saying you don't
really
like
nice.
Knuckles? Knuckles' appearance in Sonic
Oh, no.
Adventure? You don't like the Ugandan Knuckles
Oh,
in
no.
Sonic Adventure?
Oh no!
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way?
Oh no!
God.
Oh no!
Damn.
Oh no!
Do you know the way? The way to the Master Emerald?
I don't know the way. All right.
He did not know
Before
Why
our
are you
audience
running-
kills us.
Before people,
Before
Yeah.
people turn to other podcasts, we want to generally say, fuck the Oscar.
Fuck you, Oscar. You guys are okay. Yeah, that was one of the cool moments from the video game awards.
Why did that guy sound and look like Tommy Wiseau?
He did remind me of Tommy Wiseau, but this guy's apparently he has like a history
Fuck
of that.
that.
He
so bad for Jeff Keighley and that.
Yeah. I felt bad for Jeff Keighley, but I also didn't really feel too bad for him because I did kind of like because Twitter was kind of divided. People were just like, "Who's this asshole?" But then other people were like, "Come on, Jeff Keighley, let him."
I
go."
thought he was great at the same
I
time.
think he just
Yeah.
added to the fun of it all. He's just like, I've never been here, man. I'm so happy. But I want to tell you, fuck the Oscar.
He was really, yeah, he was really. I think he
And
was
he spent,
drunk
like,
or
the last
something.
He
He
did.
to
He
say,
did
"Oh, yeah,
ask,
I have
"Can
a
we
game.
curse?" He
Here's
did
my game."
ask.
Yeah, but yeah, so and one of I guess I'm going to start off the best games 2017. This will be the last topic before we wrap up.
I just want to ask again, like, are we going to see that guy at the entrance to the Oscars this year?
I really hope so.
Outside, just in front of the TV screen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck the Oscars.
His game also kind of reminds me of The Room. Like it doesn't really.
You keep getting cut out every once in a while. I don't know what you're talking about sometimes.
his
I'm actually hearing the cutouts too. Yeah.
yeah. So his game reminds me a lot of like The Room a little bit in that it doesn't really look that stunning. It's a co-op game where like you guys.
You're talking about you're comparing a game with the movie called The Room.
A little bit, but only in terms of like style.
How
Like,
do you compare something
The
like
Room,
that?
obviously, we know is one of the worst movies in history, right?
No, it's one of the best because it's so hilarious with how bad it is.
Because it's exactly right. And this game, it's a co-op game where you have to escape from prison, and it's strange.
Hey, run!
It's
Yes.
it's like this guy hyped it up, and then when I was looking at it, I'm like, this is not really like that.
Do you guys know what the Do you guys know what the original ending for The Room was supposed to be?
what?
What was it?
So this was deemed too crazy even for like the people working on it. But Tommy Wiseau wanted the ending to be where it turns out he's a vampire and then he drives in a flying car, and that was supposed to
What
be the
the
ending
hell?
for The Room.
Bro.
Yeah, it's like the guy. I don't know if the Disaster Artist. It's based on a book by the guy who played Mark in the movie.
Oh, hi,
He
Mark.
talks about like the process. Yeah. Oh, hi, Mark. He talks about the process behind it and everything, and he mentions like that was supposed to be the original ending, where it turns out that Tommy Wiseau's character was a vampire, and then he like drives a flying car, but it ended up getting cut.
I'm a vampire.
You know, I'm not the
Put
biggest
out
fan of Disaster Artist
I'm
because
tearing you apart, Lisa.
apparently it's really good. So apparently, Disaster Artist was really good. I was just really sad because The Greatest Showman was going against it. And obviously, I feel like we just all knew it was either going to be
I
Get
think
Out
you just have a
or
crush
that.
on Zac Efron. which is
No,
why you're
I
like-
have a crush on the movie. Okay, the soundtrack's great, but
And also,
Zac is in it
fake
though. And he's a
Zendaya.
good singer.
and you know he's not really
Fake
my
Hugh
favorite
Jackman.
character in the game. I'm sorry, in the
He's a
movie.
good singer though.
He's a good singer, but my favorite
He has
favorite
that High School Musical background.
my favorite character actually just has to be Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman's character.
Yeah, he's good.
Fake Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman
Hugh
is also
Jackman
a singer.
and the bearded lady. The both of them were I love them.
Okay, I've never understood the bearded lady thing. So like, doesn't she hate that people like make fun of her for that? So I'm like, just shave it off then.
No, so
But then that
the
was
thing,
just
gonna
like
grow
the
up back,
purpose
so.
of being an act.
The thing is that the reason why bearded ladies happen is because they let it grow out, and over time it's like it's some sort of genetic thing or something like that. That if they shave it off, it grows back really fast.
Okay.
So it and that's why it was an act, because it's like these they had like oversized follicles or something like
Eric,
that.
if she shaved her beard, wouldn't she be fired?
Yeah,
Not a
exactly.
bearded lady. She's nothing.
Well, I'm just saying, like that seems like I would
Either
get
that or
old from
she's
like
taking
the bashing and
a
everything.
day off.
Right,
So I'd be
but
like, fuck
she
it,
was
I'm
also
shaving.
like she was one of the main acts in that.
Were starting
there.
around. They didn't really have people who were taking these jobs like carnies. They didn't have anywhere else to work at, so they just take the job and whatever came with it.
Yeah, because like they worked for minimal money and like different like sweatshops and stuff like that, and it's like they were actually making a good wage working in like the carnival, even if they were getting made fun of on stage for what they were doing.
It's like being paid to take the insult almost.
Yeah, it's like stripping.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay.
Concept in terms of like doing something you wouldn't otherwise normally do
Right.
out of it.
Right, exactly.
ground.
It's like going to the VGAs and saying,
Fuck the Oscars!
So,
But yeah, essentially that's what I was seeing in that, and that this game was just like not really like wasn't visually stunning. It wasn't like something out of the ordinary. It was just like they're escaping from prison. How complicated, how like I'm not saying I can't do it. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of work that went into it. I'm not saying that I can do better. I'm saying that like
I couldn't escape from prison.
well, yeah, but in comparison, like I was just like, wow, this game does remind me a lot of like The Room, like kind of like, and this guy does remind me of Tommy Wiseau. I was just like, wow, okay, this is interesting. But I did like the guy. He was a really funny character. He gave a little life to the Game Awards. And then this is a good transition. Game of the Year was Breath of the Wild, but also nominated was Super Mario Odyssey, Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't even remember what the other one is, but
PUBG.
was it PUBG?
I don't know why PUBG
Yeah.
was nominated.
Yeah, I don't know why either, because I'm pretty sure the game wasn't
Not
finished
even out
at
yet?
that time.
Still in
Yeah, so it's
beta?
like, why would you nominate an early access game for Game of the Year?
I don't think it
also
was
got
that
a
one. I
lot of-
feel like there was another one. I just don't remember what it was.
No,
It won
PUBG
the
was
award
definitely
for
one of
best
the
app-
nominees.
It won the award for best multiplayer.
Well, yeah, but oh crap! Wow, really?
What?
Really? It was
What?
nominated? What the hell?
We just said that!
I totally forgot.
We just said
Oh,
that
wow.
for the
Took you
a
past
few
like
seconds to process
15
it.
seconds.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
said that it won the best multiplayer award.
Yeah.
which I was
But
pissed
you know
about.
what I
I'm
really like-
okay with that, but like Game of the Year, nah. I
Yeah.
would not want an early access.
I did
I'm
like
not
how
even okay
Overwatch
with
is
it
still
winning
winning, though.
multiplayer of the year because I hadn't even heard of it. And
Yeah.
like for
Really?
this game,
It's super big.
I know about it, but still, just like the fact that it's still in beta, that or at the moment
It's
it was
the
still
most
in beta.
sold PC game now. Like, I think
Yeah.
it beat Minecraft.
Which is, and what about Overwatch?
Overwatch sold really well, but it wasn't close to like Minecraft.
Damn. Right, of course. I think, and I'm also really glad that Overwatch is still selling still selling and still winning awards. I will say that.
But yeah, Overwatch was in the awards this year. I'm
Yeah.
They were in the award show. it's like-
Jeez, I haven't played the game in so long, so
Me
I
too.
almost forgot.
I just wanted Splatoon 2 to win best multiplayer. I was kind of down at that, but happy that Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year.
right.
and, Horizon Zero Dawn got
I
some.
kind of
nods, too.
saw Breath of the Wild winning, honestly.
I did too.
Like, I
it
saw
it
it
got a lot
happening
of good
like a
press.
mile
It got
away.
10 out of 10, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of 10 out of 10.
They got a lot of 10 out of 10
Yeah.
everywhere.
Do you guys remember the Battlefront ad? And it only has 3 positive ads.
All right, I'm the one who mentioned that, so give me fucking credit.
I was
and-
going to, you jerk.
Like he's starting as like, yo, didn't remember when I told you guys?
I
that?
didn't say when I told you guys. I just said, do you remember
Well, the
that?
way you were saying it, made it seem like you're the one who mentioned it.
Fam, I'm just remembering that.
But yeah, no.
Thanks to Eric for telling us, jerk.
Hey, you should be happy because that trailer is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
So Isaac, I don't know if you saw it, but basically there was a Battlefront 2 accolades trailer, but there's literally only like 3 quotes in it, and the quotes are
Wow.
like super generic, like looks like a movie. Like that was basically it.
It's
Looks
great.
like a movie by who? USA
Looks
Today.
No, IGN.
Maybe.
No, IGN.
Like usually Ackley's trailer have like tons of
Not
like
enough water.
critic quotes
it.
and like 10 out of 10 from IGN, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid or
Superb.
whatever. Battlefront 2 has like 3 quotes and the most generic ass quotes ever.
Yeah, yeah. But
Sounds
and-
like
yeah. go ahead.
makeup for like press.
Right, exactly. But I guess that's one of the things about like 2017 that we won out of that is that EA deciding that they didn't want to do single player games anymore because they think it's
Fuck
dead.
them for that.
And then after that, releasing Battlefront 2 with loot boxes. Look,
We'll only do multiplayer and
I
fuck
am-
that up too.
I am honestly 100% positive Battlefront 2 is actually a really good game, but they ruined it with the loot boxes.
No,
were-
I think a fair amount of people believe that. Like it seems like DICE did a decent job with it. It's just
Yeah.
that the fucking progression system and the microtransactions and
Yeah.
everything really kill the appeal of that game. No
Right.
one wants to support a game like that. Doesn't
And,
matter if the
yeah.
gameplay is very good.
And it's funny how like Call of Duty is still
We
doing
want
really
to
well
give
though.
players a feeling of achievement.
Oh my god, I love that became a meme for a while.
I still love that if EA ran Star Wars video, like if they actually did the movies and everything.
Oh, I've seen that.
Darth
Yeah.
Vader comes in the Rogue One scene, pay $10,000 to unlock
There's-
Vader in this film.
There's a funny Yu-Gi-Oh meme that says if EA ran Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's a
the
duel
animation,
between it's a duel between Yugi and Kaiba, and I think Yugi is using like his credit card, or it's either Yugi or Kaiba. One of them is using their credit card, and they're all out of money by the time that they're done, and they have like
It's-
800,000 life points and stuff like that.
It's
really
fucking
right.
crazy that in a you have to play hundreds of hours to play as fucking Darth Vader in a Star
50
Wars.
hours.
Hundreds
There's
of
50
hours.
hours for that. 50
That's
hours for
still a
Darth
lot.
Vader.
In like the first
That's
10
still a
minutes
lot.
of
You
the
can
game.
play as him right off the bat in the first Battlefront game
Yeah,
from 2015.
so when I bought Battlefield, it was the one Battlefront. Oh my god, it was the very first game that I got on my PS4, and when I was playing with it, obviously there's some time that takes to download, and while it was downloading, you get to play as Darth Vader in the Hoth
Right,
cave,
the PS4 has that feature where you could like play like something while it downloads.
which is real. It was really cool. I liked and I loved it because I was able to play as Darth Vader right off the bat, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. This reminds me a lot.
Now
of
imagine
Jedi
that,
Outcast.
but add in 50 hours, and then you
Exactly.
finally get to experience that.
Right, and that
Pay-
that really
pay
sucks that that's
$10.
the way that came out. And because I had it pre-ordered, and I'm so thankful that there was a problem with my payment method that I was able to just cancel it.
Also, you probably would have canceled it anyway when I mentioned it.
Right? Yeah,
Like,
yeah. You told me
about
about that, and I was just like, "Are you serious?" And then I was just like, "Cancel."
What really like
Now, the
blows
worst
my
thing
mind
about it is that they got rid of.
Yeah.
You got rid of what?
I said the worst thing about it is that they got rid of Pink Darth Vader,
Oh yeah.
There was a pink Darth
the
Vader.
Pepto-Bismol armor.
Right.
Pepto-Bismol armor.
I remember.
No,
this.
it's breast cancer awareness Vader.
Kylo Ren wearing his Vader.
It's
Yeah.
Japanese bubblegum pop armor.
yeah.
Now, on the thing that really blows my mind about the whole like Battlefront 2 thing and how EA did that is that, at least to me, I'm thinking, motherfucker, you have the Star Wars license for video games. You're gonna print money regardless.
Right.
Why would you do something like this and ruin
Yeah.
everything?
They-
Like it's
yeah.
Star Wars, it's gonna
And a
sell.
franchise.
Why would you try and nickel and dime the players like that? This isn't a fucking gotcha game.
And that's like
Fire Emblem or Fate. What are
Yeah.
you
Disney
doing?
buying with Disney owning Star Wars now. That's like the worst possible treatment to as well.
Right.
You
right.
know a Disney exec like came in there and did something or talked
It's like,
to
are
them.
you, yo?
There's
you
reports
guys-
they got mad, like that South put EA over to Jonas Brothers, and then the two DICE guys are just
Yeah,
watching.
And then they just
Mickey
get
Mouse beat
kicked.
them up. That's accurate. That is
that
accurate.
is apps. God
Oh, the
damn it,
Mickey
EA.
Mouse gift.
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy to
yeah.
me. Like it's Star Wars. It's gonna sell a million bazillion copies anyway, just with that name alone. It's one of the biggest names in the world. It's popular
Yeah.
everywhere.
Right now,
imagine
yeah.
kids
Why
who
would you
didn't
do
even-
that?
I'd imagine
It's
kids who
ridiculous.
didn't even know how bad the game was still wanted to get it. Once they see it, they're like, "Mommy, I
I'm
want
sure
that."
it still sold like copies, but I'm like 99% sure it's been reported that it sold significantly worse than the first game. Because the outrage against it was that big. I mean, on Reddit they have the most downvoted comment ever now.
Oh yeah.
Which is the thing that Ray said earlier, where it's like, we want to give the players a sense of accomplishment. All that.
A sense of accomplishment, my fucking ass. Anyways, so when we're talking about Game of the Year,
EA Game of the Year.
They did at the Game Awards, which I thought was really interesting. They played orchestra of all of the theme songs from the 5 games. So they had PUBG and whatever. But
what the hell was the theme song for PUBG?
I don't even know.
As a theme song?
What was it? Because I couldn't see the Game of the Year awards because I was in class, I think, when it was happening in my ordinary differential equations class.
Yeah. Go ahead and look at it. The stream is still up. You can go.
I want to know what the
theme
song for PUBG was.
They played
I watched it with my little
Persona 5. They played they had a singer come out for Super Mario Odyssey. And that was the last song that they played. They had the singer come out for
Jump Up Superstar.
Jump Up Superstar, which is really nice. But
what did they play for Breath of the Wild? That one piano note that plays at the beginning of the game.
They played that.
That's like the only notable music.
No. They played the
There's a lot of good notable
orchestra
songs
theme.
in Breath of the Wild.
They played the orchestra theme to The Legend of Zelda, but like the 2017 version that is modified for Breath of the Wild. Like look it up. There's a.
They played Zelda's theme. I remember hearing that.
Yeah, they played. It sounded really nice on piano. They played that, but then accompanied with an entire orchestra. It was like din 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 din, din, and then they had the whole like orchestra kind of accompany that. Like it sounded really nice, and I was just like, oh, this is. And they played some of like the action music from the game too. It was really nice. I liked it. But also they announced the DLC pack too during the Game Awards.
They announced what?
The DLC.
Oh, the DLC with like the motorcycle and the story content.
Fucking motorcycle. I haven't started that, but I have. I started.
The motorcycle is canon now.
It's actually really hard. That the side quests before you start all of the other side quests to get the damn motorcycle. It's actually really challenging. The one hit obliterator is like a freaking glass cannon, because it's so powerful. Obviously, one hit kills somebody in one hit, but you only get 2 swings at it before it recharges, and you have you only have a quarter of the heart for the rest of the game, pretty much, until you're done with the side quest.
I think they've already said that they're working on like the sequel to Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah, but obviously it won't be out for a really long time. Like this game took what 6-7 years in development hell.
And there's like enough replayability to last like a couple of years. So
yeah. How long was Persona 5 in
I
development
can't imagine
hell?
they'll want to do it right away.
What?
How long was Persona 5 in development hell? 10
It wasn't really in development hell. It just took forever to come out.
Yeah.
Right.
But like,
remember that.
the first trailer for Persona 5 was announced in 2013.
Oh my god.
And it was supposed to come out, like it was literally just a short announcement trailer, where and it was in 2013, and at the end of it, it was like December 2014, and that became a meme in itself. Because I mean, look when it came out in
Right.
September of 2016 for Japan, and then
Yeah.
April of 2017 for the rest of the world.
You know,
I remember the same thing happened with Final Fantasy 15, back when it was just known as Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. That was announced in 2007, I think.
Yeah. I would have liked to
I actually
see...
kept the.
That trailer looked so cool.
Yeah, I would. You know what I would have liked to see? I would love to see Persona 5 on Vita, even though it probably won't like look as
No, that's
nice.
not gonna happen. Are you kidding me? Persona 5 on Vita? No.
It would look nice. I think it would. I think they
It
just
would
have to
run like garbage.
I think to be more accurate, you.
Maybe not. I don't know if it'll come out on.
Sadly,
Switch.
it won't.
Yeah.
It won't. I'm just gonna tell you
If
right
it
now.
does, though,
don't
hell
even
yeah.
expect that.
Yeah. But
The
I guess
Persona 5 dancing game will come to Vita, but that's it.
you know. Okay, so
Of all
I guess
things, why you'd expect that to be a console game or something?
so,
Well, it is. It's on Vita and PS4.
Oh, it's on. Okay. Why?
Yes,
why would you
Dancing
want
Moon
that,
Knight
like-
and Dancing Star Knight is coming to PS4 and PS Vita. Dancing All Night, the Persona 4 one, was only on Vita, but apparently with the release of the P3 and P5 one, if you get the special edition, you get a code to play the P4 one on PS4.
Oh wow.
Gotta get that special edition, I guess.
Yeah, because that's actually the only way to play Dancing All Night on PS4.
Right. Yeah, and so I really liked so I guess going back to games of the year that I really liked, I recently bought Cuphead with some money that a friend had gifted me through Steam.
Ray, when are you buying Cuphead?
And I will be honest, I am blown away. It is really good. I am like I find myself addicted to this game to the point of like, you know, one more time syndrome, that's what they call it. Like, oh, maybe one more time. Which is essentially like you're playing and then you die and then you're like, one more time. And then you just keep on going until you're playing for another hour. I know this way too well because the game is just like, you die very often. Like, you will die very often. You are not going to one shot an enemy. It's not gonna happen. A boss. And the way I like Cuphead is that it's all boss battles, which is like probably your favorite part in like most of the games. It's mostly boss battles.
I mean, yeah, like only like 15% of the game is just general platforming levels.
Right, which are cool, you know. But the boss battles are fun.
The boss battles is what makes up most of the game because it's primarily a boss rush game.
Right,
That
and it's
first
fun.
Sunflower with the gang
God,
signs.
With the candy and the floating heads and the dice and...
Yeah, King Dice. Yeah, and
the music in that game is also really good.
Yeah, the music's good. I was able to get the LP songs from I Am Bit. Somebody was able to transfer me.
I love the Mr. King Dice song.
That's a really good. Yeah, it's really good.
And the bird and the egg and the fox.
And you know, it's really good. Like they apparently started working. They announced this in like 2014 or something like that, and then they were just like, guys. Like, everybody wanted it the following year, and it just didn't show up. No one really heard much about it until, like, 2017.
Yeah, it was first shown off, like, in what,
2013? 2014. 2013, 14.
I'm gonna look it up just to be sure.
But, I think it was 2014. I don't remember seeing Cuphead way back before the Xbox One came out.
I think it was 2014.
Yeah, I think it was a year after the Xbox One, like, had already been out. But, yeah, it got delayed a lot. I remember thinking, when is it going to come out?
And
like,
yeah, 2014.
in the summer.
Actually, I was right. It was showed off first 2014.
It was, but like everybody, when it came out, it just came out with critical acclaim. Everybody loved it. They're just like, you know, and it's cool because the style of gameplay, the style of art, yeah, it's aesthetically pleasing, and they animated every single like shot very similarly to the way they used to animate like cartoons back in the day. How they used to animate every shot, they animated every kind of character frame and then just, you know, did a loop or CGI and stuff like that.
Everything is alive.
Are we going to talk about the Cuphead fan art?
What Cuphead?
Everyone has a Cuphead OC.
The one someone drew of like a dick coming into Cuphead.
Oh,
all right. No, let's not.
No. No.
Don't put that on the thumbnail, please.
That's Rule 34, good sir.
Yeah. But anyways, I really like the game. So if you guys have a chance to pick it up on like your Mac or your Windows, it can actually run on my computer. I've been playing it on my computer since I don't have an Xbox.
Download the JPEG down in the link.
Oh no, please don't. But yeah, so I've been playing it on my computer. It runs really, really well. You just have to like turn down the settings, obviously, but a low price to pay for a good-looking game. Anyways,
so it only runs well for you if you put the settings down?
1080p. Like it runs at 1080p, which is you can go all the way up to 4K. It just starts to lag a little bit on my screen. Because I don't have like obviously.
I don't know if you would want that in a game like that.
Yeah, and I don't. You know, my computer is a laptop that doesn't really have like, you know, has i7 quad core. It's not going to like play. It doesn't have a dedicated graphics card for that.
Imagine
4K.
trying to play a boss with lag in Cuphead. That would be
Yeah,
awful.
Yeah, that
really
would be a nightmare. Imagine
That's
like a robot boss.
Yeah,
That would be a nightmare.
if you play at
candy
1080p
dungeon
or
boss.
even 720p is okay, because I when I first got the game, it automatically ran at 720p. I changed it up to 1080p. It was still running fine. It was still fast. And you really do want the each frame. Each frame matters in this game because each frame can actually be the difference between whether or not you die or not. Because you need to what I like about this game is you slowly develop strategies for each boss, and you're like, oh, okay, so now he's gonna do this when that's like pattern recognition, basic pattern recognition, which is like what I really like about the game. They really exploited the parts of the games that you really like: pattern recognition, boss fights, strategy development, like not just full on I'm going to beef up my character and try and like go full frontal force, beat him up, kill you, you know?
Full frontal.
You know, it's not it's not like your traditional like, oh yeah, I'm just going to beat him up with my sword like in Zelda. It doesn't work that way. Because you actually have to have a strategy when you're playing, because they change forms. The bosses change forms quite often. Like, it's just...
There's multiple phases to a boss fight.
Right. And so, I really like Cuphead, and I think I spend a lot of time playing it on Steam, with a Steam controller, which has really come back into my life since I bought it like 2 years ago.
You bought it and then never used it.
Because I can't play games on any of my computers.
Why'd you buy it then?
Because I thought I was going to. So, wow. But now, since eventually I'm going to be building a gaming rig, I will be able to get a lot of use out of it in the future, and I'll be.
You
want
to talk about fan art for Cuphead? How about the amount of super cool safe for work fan art?
Oh yeah.
I saw one.
I was just talking about artwork in general.
Oh well, because I wanted to mention there's
it's iconic for.
There's a lot of Calamari.
There's a lot of I've seen a lot of fan art of them basically making a Cuphead boss, but like with anime characters, and it's like really cool.
Different
like, they just
characters.
Use like anime style. Like there was even one where they put in Santa Nero as a Cuphead boss, and
Cute.
They just made that.
There's one with Motu Patlu from that one Nickelodeon cartoon.
There's even one where they put in the one of the characters from that show. I forgot what it's called. The show that has the whole S stands for this meme.
Blend S.
Blend S. There you go. It's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, they even had a character that, and there's like a lot of really cool artwork, but like showing something
Peacock
Cuphead
I saw
style.
somewhere.
That's
from
cool.
Cool Girls.
I think there was even one of like for Dark Souls where they made like a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the Battletoads and Kratos in Shovel Knight.
Oh,
that would be really cool if they did that as like DLC.
Right. Yeah. So
I could see them doing, because they said the studio that made Cuphead, they said that they want to continue like making games in this style of like just animating everything. So I'm hoping, like predicting that maybe for the next game they do, they make like they make the style like old anime, like really old anime.
Right. So yeah.
Dude, imagine like a 40 Shovel Knight boss in Cuphead.
Yeah. Rip. It's really it's a good game. I think, Ray, you need to pick it up. Eric, play it on your computer.
I will.
Yeah,
it's funny too
get
because
it on your MacBook.
It's funny we bring up Cuphead too because
you can.
There was an episode of NCIS. There was an episode of
Mac.
NCIS in New Orleans that was on CBS the other day, and they were playing Cuphead towards the end of the episode at this convention they were at. So it's become iconic to the point where it's making cameos in TV shows now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the art style is just crazy. Because we've never seen a game like that with the whole 1930s animation.
To respond, Isaac, yeah, you can. You just have to like use one of the cloud.
Well, you can play it on a MacBook, but you'd need like a Windows partition, basically.
Either that,
I'd
or
need
you
to
can...
run boot camp, dude.
No, either that, no. You can use Have you heard of GeForce Now?
No.
It's cloud gaming, essentially. If you have a good internet connection, you can essentially run games on the cloud, because and the cloud has they have dedicated graphics cards in the cloud and stuff like that, so you can essentially run Cuphead, PUBG games on a MacBook or a Windows laptop that doesn't normally
even stuff like Unreal Engine.
Yeah, as long as you have a good internet connection, you can run really good games on the cloud. And so
Really?
it's cool. It's new kinds of gaming things that's coming out. It's from NVIDIA. It's called NVIDIA GeForce Now. Look it up. It's really good. And like, imagine trying to play PUBG on a $200 laptop, right? It's going to lag 1 frame, 2 frames per second. But if you were playing over NVIDIA GeForce Now, you're getting maybe 45, 60 frames per second because you're playing. But obviously, if you that all depends on whether or not you have a good network connection. If you do, then you can play top A level games on your crappy laptop. There's this guy called Austin Evans. He does really cool videos on the internet about tech and stuff and computers and stuff like that. And he was advertising, he was showing it off, and he bought a $200 MacBook from 2008. And he was playing a bunch of games like Shadow Mordor and PUBG on NVIDIA GeForce Now, and it ran as if the computer was a new gaming laptop. Using a controller, obviously, but it ran really well. And so I guess that's also kind of looking towards the future. It's something new that you can check out. And it's kind of like you pay, I think, either per month or something like that. I don't think this one right now, I think it's in beta, so you don't have to pay yet. So if you want to take a look at that, you probably should. But eventually it's just going to be like a flat rate per month that you can just, as long as you have a good internet connection, that you can stream a really good game on your laptop. So
Cool.
check it out.
That's interesting. It sounds like it's going to be the future of gaming right there, like cloud-based gaming.
It's saving you money that you don't need to go out and buy $1,000 gaming rig anymore. Did you all, I don't know if y'all heard me, but
You
like,
probably got cut off. Like
yeah, I
usual.
got cut off. But yeah, so you don't essentially now have to spend $1,000 for a gaming rig, or $2,000 for a dedicated 4K gaming rig when you can just play it on your laptop now using this cloud gaming streaming.
Sweet.
So it's really cool, and for a low flat rate, I think it's totally worth it.
I swear there was some similar app that was coming out for the Switch. I don't remember the name of it, but I think it works similar in that you could play like
Proper web
Steam
browser?
games on like a cloud.
So
Something
cloud
similar
gaming
to that.
already exists. PS Now, they have that. If I know probably Eric knows about it. PS Now, where like you pay $15 a month and you get to play old PS3 games and even current PS4 games on the cloud. Pretty much as long as you have a good network connection, you can stream PS3 and PS4 games from your PS4. $15 a month. But you just have to have a really good network connection. Like, I can't stress that enough. I've stressed it pretty much a lot because I tried to test my connection for GeForce Now, and it was like, it said fair. Like, my connection is probably not going to do really well if it's just Wi-Fi, because I don't run a wired network connection. But if it were wired, I could probably do really well. Yeah. All right.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think it's something cool to look forward to. And I think, Isaac, you should totally get Cuphead now.
I mean, when I can.
Yeah.
If I can run it on my Mac or not.
All right. And we're gonna run one more question. And
We're gonna blah
head
blah
out.
blah. What?
Last question.
Fuck the Oscars!
Who is your 2018 waifu?
What? It's been 14 days.
Oh well.
2018 waifu.
Ray, you go
Who's
We're
been
first.
your waifu for
2017
14
waifu
days?
behind.
Ray, you go first.
Since I recently got back into Pokemon Sun and Moon, thanks to Brain Scratch Comms and by extension Chugga Conroy playing his Pokemon Black and White playthrough, I'm tempted to say both Lana and Acerola. I don't know how you pronounce that, but yeah,
Areola.
they're okay.
No, Acerola. I was fucking with you when I said Areola.
With the freaking nipple thing.
Yes. Right. Eric?
I just want to say I love that Ray's just kind of embraced like, the whole waifu thing. Because in the past he'd be like, "Shut up, I don't have one." He'd get all tsundere over it. Now he's like, "Yeah,
Well, now I do,
Pokemon.
motherfuckers."
I got these two." It's like, okay, nice.
Yeah,
I got
Rinka.
these two. Like he's got two. He's got two hot dogs.
He
with
has
two
more than two at this point. I mean,
slices
don't
of
you know
cake.
Shantae and Yang and all that?
And Rinka.
Boy.
I guess he hasn't fully gotten
His
out
one
of
wife
that phase.
the Fire Emblem Knights.
Alright, Eric, your turn.
I guess Arc from Tsukihime, since I've been reading that.
Alright, Isaac.
Well, my 2018 waifu is gonna be, I guess, my waifu from last year.
2017.
Yeah.
Who
I've been
is?
watching a lot of anime. What have I checked out beforehand? Trying to think of what I may watch. I like I was watching Tokyo Ghoul in 2017, so I do like the girl protagonist from the show. I forgot her name, but she helps out the main character.
Right.
Her name, I forgot her name right now, but let's see. In video games, it's definitely Pearl from Splatoon 2
Nice.
and Marie.
What happened to Lucina?
Lucina's still, she's the OG wife. She's always going
Right.
to be the wife.
Okay, fair
I don't even need to mention her, but yeah. The
I
protagonist
love
from
that
Tokyo
you
Ghoul.
questioned him. It's like, are you cheating on her? It's like, damn.
No.
Are you cheating on Nero?
No.
Yeah, okay.
That
Shut up.
protag.
You have like 5 waifus at this point.
That's fine. That's okay.
I just need to watch more anime in general, but yeah.
Well, it doesn't even have to be anime. You could just play more games, play more.
Yeah.
Oh,
games.
okay.
Like, I have Corin.
You could have a waifu from an American cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have a wife from an American cartoon, sure.
So, in terms of mine, I think I would like to say Miku of, obviously, Corin, the regular Ko, Yagami from New Game, which I like I said, she's a new addition. I
A
feel
new
like
addition to my collection.
my collection of waifus.
My wife collection. Polygamy.
Senna from damn, what's in Haganai. And then
Wow, you don't know where your freaking waifu is
And there's-
from?
You don't know what universe is from?
and then going forward, like my next 2018, I'm trying to finish Love Live Sunshine right now, and I'm really torn about like who I like from them because they're so cute. I don't know. So they're definitely from Love Live. I'm also gonna see if I can get into Idolmaster or something like that.
You also need to see Your Name this year.
Yeah, you're right. I do need to. I said I'd see it in 2017, so I best go see it because there's also this new anime, the new anime coming out about the girl who has cancer that has 12 months to live.
Jesus.
Shit.
No,
Sounds like a good movie, though.
no, it's a really good, apparently a really good anime movie.
When anime gets too real.
Anime.
It's go check it out. Go check look up anime cancer girl on
Is
Google.
each episode like a single day?
No, it is it's
What?
a movie.
Damn, Ray, so 365 episodes?
It's a movie. So it'll be
Well,
like
I mean,
a
it would
2-hour.
be 365 good episodes.
Essentially the
I
plot
doubt all
is
of them would be good at
the
that
plot's
point.
very kind of
I like
like
how you're like, she has exactly 365
Yeah.
days to live.
the plot is essentially
he
very
said 12
straightforward.
months.
So it's kind of like, kind of cliche. There's a girl has cancer. She has a few months to live or whatever, and then she meets a guy who falls in love with her who wants to be there for every single day that she has cancer.
So it's the anime of the Fault
Pretty
Stars
much,
that
yeah,
bad
pretty
John
much.
Green book.
Yeah,
Man, that's gonna be a sad ending.
yeah,
What
we
do
can
you
all very
expect to
tell what's
have
gonna happen.
cancer?
Yeah, so I think that's definitely, I'm going to be watching a lot more anime this year. I kind of dropped the ball towards the end of last year in terms of the amount of anime I watched, but then I started watching things like New Game, and I was like, oh no, I want some more anime! I started watching a lot more, like, Gamers, I watched that. Yeah.
Hype training for My Hero Academia Season 3 in the movie.
Oh yeah, right, that comes out this year too. So, and I have to go back to Fairy Tail because apparently Fairy Tail's done, which I'm surprised
Wait,
about.
for real? It's
Yeah.
done?
They're finished.
What was the movie like The Last Thing?
No, they had they finished the number of episodes. They've caught up completely to the end of the manga. So there's
Holy
like
shit.
yeah, like
the
there's
manga, didn't the manga go on for like over 10 years?
yeah, like 68, 70 volumes. Yeah, like
I
I
just looked up,
Sounds
you're
like a
right.
typical
manga.
277 episodes. Done.
Yeah.
See, say what you will about Fairy Tail. At least they got to their conclusion.
They finished
Unlike
that. Like he became the
similar
Dragon
Like
King.
One Piece, where it's still going.
Yeah.
Where it's not even like probably not even halfway finished, even if the creator says it's 60% done.
No, I
Yeah.
feel like he changes.
He probably
that
just
shit
adds on or
all the
something.
time.
Yeah, he's like every time you guys ask me, it gets 10 years
He has a
longer.
Stanley moment.
What if that's the actual truth? Like every time someone like, are you almost done with One Piece? Like, nope, but that's another 10 years of runtime.
Yeah.
So people stop asking.
Stop
Yeah.
asking.
But yeah, so like
It's getting ridiculous. Like the characters are gonna be old men by the time they find the One Piece.
Yeah.
I found the One Piece.
If
Oh.
they age at all.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Which-
Well, they had a
which-
time skip.
I
Yeah,
also
one time
So they
skip.
do
Yeah.
age.
It's been ages though.
I really also want to
I
finish
mean,
the Sun and Moon anime because
there's-
I know it's really good.
That I owe my watch to. Yeah.
God
damn it.
Pokemon anime is cool. I know of other anime that's been
Luffy,
going on for a
we
while
did it.
too. Like
Luffy,
Berserk's been
we
going
did
on
it,
for
Zoro.
almost 30 years.
Yeah, Berserk, and then also Dragon Ball. They have their new Super is still going on.
Yeah.
I am
I
wondering
mean,
how
Super's
that
a
is
new
going to
series
end.
altogether. Dragon Ball Z, like at least in comparison to Super, had a really long like arc or span over the years. Super's
I am wondering
Super
how that anime is going to end, because if Goku and Vegeta just become like immortal gods, like where do we go from there? Like, what's the end goal is what I'm curious about.
I don't know.
no.
Yeah,
Exactly, that brief moment of silence, like we don't know what Toriyama's planning.
right. And you know, it's
But
weird.
I hear the tournament arc so far has like been really good in terms of
Yeah.
fights and
I
everything.
heard Super started off kind of rough, especially because it
yeah.
basically like
Yeah, in terms
Uh,
of animation and the fact that it's redoing the plots from the movies
movie.
that
They
we just got.
canonize those.
yeah, but after that
Yeah.
it picks up
Right.
apparently.
Yeah, and I'll probably go back and watch it at some
It's
point.
also the new arc is also really sad because a bunch of universes are being like literally erased from existence if
Right.
they lose the tournament.
Yeah, and
There was one scene where like Gohan and Piccolo are looking down at like this necklace that one of the tournament combatants dropped, and it's of their family, and then everyone is fading away, and then they're giving it like this long hard look, and like it's so sad.
yeah,
Damn.
Like they're not just dying, they're being erased permanently, like their whole history. There is
Yeah.
no heaven they're going to.
right. And you know, and that's kind of like I'm very
Stand clear of
surprised
the
that,
closing
that
doors,
this
please.
past year actually Fairy Tail ended. Damn. But yeah,
I'm
so this
sorry.
past year,
Go ahead.
Fairy Tail ended, and I think, you know, it's great to see kind of like it come to a complete close, because I really, you know, I love Fairy Tail. It was really nice, and you know, I know the story kind of got really.
I mean, we're talking
complicated.
to the guy that's cosplayed Natsu
Yeah.
for how long?
Yeah, 4 years now.
Since 2013.
Yeah.
Sadly missed out
2014.
on last.
2014.
Sadly missed out on last year.
Yeah. Well, it's okay.
You know, Netflix
Hopefully
has been
this
picking up a
year.
lot more anime lately.
They have. They have.
Like,
But
like
do they
you know, how, like,
deserve this big Toblerone?
well, not even like original like animations wise. I mean, like they're actually like streaming shows, like basically taking shows from Crunchyroll, because you know, like Crunchyroll is like the place to watch anime,
Yeah,
where
some anime.
where it's simulcast both in Japan and in the U.S. But Netflix
Right.
is like kind of entered the competition and picking up a lot of shows.
Yeah.
They had a Fate Apocrypha, and
Oh, right.
this month
The
Fate Extra
Castlevania
Last
show as well.
Encore, which is premiering on the 27th,
Oh, yeah.
is a Netflix anime.
Yeah.
And I think even the newest Kyo anime that just came out, Violet Evergarden, is also on Netflix and not on Crunchyroll. So they're getting in there and trying to do that too. Doing the
There's
whole
also
simulcast
apparently
business.
there's also a Constantine anime, I believe, coming to Netflix.
I think,
I'm
yeah.
not
I
mistaken,
remember
yeah.
seeing like bits and pieces of it a little while ago.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, all right. I think we have certainly talked the ears off of our audience.
Yeah, this
my
was a
phone-
really good long podcast.
This was
My
it's
phone's
good.
battery is
about to
dying.
It's-
My phone is. I think my phone will die before yours, Eric. Mine's at 2%.
Mine's at
It's a contest
53%.
now.
Mine's at. Well, I'm not on the phone, so.
All right, finish it up
I'm
before
on
we
64.
die.
All right,
Wait,
guys.
Isaac, are you talking with us with your phone?
Yes.
Oh,
See?
dude, what the
The
hell?
future. All right.
That's how I got on the podcast.
All right, but yeah,
All right, guys.
let's wrap
So
up the
it was
show.
a good way to kick off the year with bringing back the
We're glad to be
Inkling
back.
Bros cast. We're glad to be back. I hope to do more over the next few weeks. Because I think
just
we can,
ahead-
I won't. Look. We're not gonna promise anything because you motherfuckers know we don't do this shit. We leave things. Look, the last episode we had was last March. Okay.
Fuck the Oscars.
So I just hope you guys like are aware that we are all really busy people and things just happen.
We're
Okay.
sorry we can't.
We're all
be
very
consistent,
popular.
but
We
want
have
to do
lives.
this every so often.
We have lives, and so
Yeah.
we're sorry that we've disappointed the people who might have been watching
10
our
of you.
shows. Yeah, all 10 of you, including Isaac's fan. Hello, Isaac's
By the
fan.
way,
Isaac is
Isaac,
actually
And
in this
people who
episode.
attended
If you want to pay him
Yeah.
a visit to voice
To that-
out your anger,
to
But
that
yeah.
one fan who always comments, "Where is Isaac?" Here he is now.
Here he is. Now shut up.
Thanks
But yeah.
for listening, but please enjoy the show with or without him.
Oh boy.
We love you.
But yeah.
tell us in the
Even though
I
comments
don't.
what topics you want to talk about next time.
Yeah, and so next week we got this. Hopefully, I'm not promising
Next week
anything.
we'll talk about kinks.
Yeah, and next week we're gonna talk
Just
about more.
like,
We're gonna talk about hentai next week. All right.
Next week we talk about dance. Nah.
All right, guys.
just
It's-
a quick
Dance
note before,
No,
just a
we
quick
actually
note before we
should.
end off.
No.
All right, guys. It's been real.
Just a quick note before we end off. First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who attended the Liberty City Anime Con panel for
Oh,
Inkling
yeah.
Brothers. Thanks
Oh, yeah,
to everyone
huge
for
shout
coming
out.
through, including DJ Tiki and Artisy, my two good friends from Crossover X, who were at the panel. And shout outs to Aaron, who also hosted the
Yeah.
panel with us.
Shout outs to Jinwan,
really good
J-Dubs,
job.
and Eddie.
J-Dubs and Eddie for coming through.
Eddie
for those of
also
you-
was in this call for a little bit. He just didn't say anything. He
he was listening
so
in,
shout out
but
to Eddie.
he might be on in a future installment. But
Yeah.
just a heads up though, for those of you guys who are expecting our recording of that, it's up in the air at the moment because we don't know if we have the footage. We don't know if it's
We have
corrupted
the
or not.
footage.
According to,
We have the footage
Uh,
for the Inkling Bros podcast panel.
do we? Like,
Yes.
do we confirm? Because I talked to Gen 1 and he doesn't know yet.
No, yeah, we do. I told you I have it on.
You have?
I have it. Yeah, I have it.
All right,
Um,
sweet. So,
Also, shout out and big
so
thank you
it'll
to
probably
everybody.
be up later on. Yeah.
But that was
shout out.
technically our last episode. If you
Yeah,
wanna
that
go
was our last
technically.
episode for the season, which will go up soon.
Yeah, so this is the start of season 2 of the Inkling Bros, and
Yeah.
let's hope
Man,
for
that
good
panel-
things.
Season only
playlist
has
will-
one episode.
That
Hey,
panel
at
on the
least
playlist will
we
be
didn't
placed
go to
before this
episode
one.
6 and come
Are you
back.
calling it now?
At least we
calling it
didn't
now.
skip
This
from
is gonna be
Windows
the only
8 to
episode.
10.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to everyone who came to the Team Triforce panel. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you soon. All
His
right.
name is
My name is Royal Dude Lorenzo.
John Cena.
Blue Squid. My name is
I'm
Ray,
Blue
also
Squid.
known as Meatloaf Man, the Purple Squid.
Isaac, aka Red Samuraiike.
Eric.
All right, guys.
That was us. Thanks for
That
joining.
was us. We hope to see you
See you
guys
next episode.
next
We
time.
love you guys.
All right. And this is Royal Dude Lorenzo signing off.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
My phone is down. My
Hold on,
phone is
bit.
at 1.